Yeah.
Crack open those beers.
All right. How does that sound?
Never mind.
That sounds terrible.
We're not keeping that.
No, it's okay.
No.
Wait. Shh. No. Ooh,
Look how bad that is.
spooky sounds. Us opening up the 12-pack of Miller
The
High
only
Life.
people we're scaring are recovering alcoholics. Welcome to the ADHD podcast,
where alcoholic degenerates have discussions.
Ooh, I am Caden Casals.
And Kyler Vick.
Ooh. Happy Halloween, guys. This is going to be our Halloween episode.
Is it ever really happy anymore? Cheers. When's the last time you did something like genuine that didn't have to do with alcohol on Halloween? You know,
a lot. I don't drink that much on Halloween. I'm not a big partier on Halloween.
Really? I mean, I feel like
I'm an old soul. I like staying home and handing out candy.
God.
I almost said handing out kids to candy.
Oh no!
I tripped over my thoughts.
Woo! I feel like ever since I turned 18, or maybe before that, I was obviously trick-or-treating at 18. 18 is when I started drinking.
Wait, you were trick-or-treating at 18?
No, I said I wasn't, but I feel like it started to, like, the soul or, like, the excitement of Halloween in this time of year kind of started to, like, fade away as I got older to being an adult. I don't know why. I guess Halloween was mostly trick-or-treating, dressing up and seeing your friends go to school. But then as you get out of school...
You don't get that. I don't know. I've always loved Halloween.
No, I used to too. It was definitely one of my favorites. I
love the fucking decorations. I love the mood. Oh, yeah. I just love fall. So
okay, but fall is a different story. See, I love this time of year for different reasons.
But those are synonymous to me.
Yeah, well,
like I get pumped about Halloween. I like the pop-up Halloween stores. I like scary movies.
I do like that. I like to just go into Halloween stores to look around, not even usually to buy anything.
Yeah.
I was never really a huge fan of haunted houses.
Neither do I. I fucking hate haunted houses.
And I hated horror movies or anything scary, like scary movies. Maybe slashers. They didn't like deeply scare me. More like paranormal movies really freaked me out. But now, dude, honestly, this year has been the year I've been watching, horror, thriller, slasher. I've just been trying to like get into it more, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. Just watching by myself, and for some reason, just this month of October. But I'm more into the feeling in the air and just like the leaves changing and just
I think that's part
more
of it.
nostalgic.
That's part of it for me.
But Halloween, or I guess this time of year in Halloween, used to be fun. Even like when I was 18, 19, 20, it was still really great because me and all the homies, we'd get together. We'd try to film some videos to release for Halloween. We'd dress up. Even when I was like 16, 17, we'd wear some crazy costumes, go out, do some stunts. Yeah. And it was
I'm boring
almost
on
like
Halloween. I like to stay home.
Right.
I put on a scary movie.
Yeah.
And I just watch a scary movie and hand out candy to kids.
That's
like my favorite shit.
For me, it was like a reason to get out and be rambunctious. Like even before I was doing the whole stunt thing, it was like, let's go fucking toilet paper some people's houses on Halloween night. Like the night everyone's out. I thought that was like a cliche thing to do, but I I
never thought about that. How the fuck do people get away with that?
I don't know. I feel like that was just like a random.
Have you ever tricked somebody?
Elaborate. I've tricked a lot of people into having sex with me.
I've tricked every person that's ever had sex with me. Like trick or treat.
No.
Given somebody a trick.
Yeah, reach to the bottom of the bag, kid.
No. Please help me.
No, and I've handed out candy before and it was chill. Two Halloweens ago.
But no, when you go to a house and you knock trick or treat and they don't give you candy, do you trick them? Do you ever trick them?
Oh, I did. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
If they don't give you a treat, you trick them? Because I thought it was, you were asking trick or treat. Oh, so you're saying it's like
if they're pieces
of shit.
If you
don't want to, no. See, I haven't.
The thing was, like, if they're shitty to
you,
actually, no, I'm not giving out candy.
Okay, that's funny.
Trick them.
Okay, I have two stories with that question.
Yeah.
One, there was always this old couple. You'd go trick or treat, and they would just fucking silly string the shit out of all the kids every time. I'm not even sure if they'd give you candy, and that was it. That was your trick, because like they were tricking you. It was like you were asking for a trick or a treat. Another time, years later, as we got a little older, but we're still trick or treating. It wasn't weird yet, but it started to feel weird because I was like, oh, we're getting a little old for this guy. He's like maybe 15 years old.
You were 15.
Maybe.
I stopped at 13.
I don't remember. Maybe 14 or 15.
Yeah,
probably 13 or 14. Actually, I
stopped at 13. I think I would have kept going if we hadn't moved. Mm-hmm. So I left my neighborhood with all my friends and moved to a new town where I didn't know anyone that well that next year, and I just felt weird.
Honestly, I want to say maybe even 15, because I didn't really...
My sister went until she was 18.
That's crazy. But if you look like a kid and can get away with it, obviously, as I've always kind of looked older, I feel like, or felt older, and if you have facial hair, then it's definitely you're out. But when I was 16, 15, I didn't have facial hair.
Dude, I could have gotten away with it till I was 20.
Right? Well, if you shave, but...
I was a baby face for a long time.
Just wear a mask, who would even know?
Yeah.
Just kind of...
I'm short. I could get away with it.
But anyway, and then
I
the
have
other
a
one...
pudgy, pre-fucking puberty body still. So I could have gotten away with it.
And the other story was, you know the street where Austin used to live? In that area of the neighborhood?
Yeah.
There was a house over there where there was somebody handing out glow sticks, the big fucking giant, legit, that's emergency glow sticks. And I think the house next to it was closed. They didn't have any... they weren't doing any trick-or-treating. They were being lame. And so the guy, his neighbor, was telling us yeah, you should fucking toilet paper their house, or do we should prank his neighbor or do something. So we ended up actually doing it.
Damn.
Because the neighbor told us to. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And I don't know, I've toilet papered a couple people's houses, and not even just Halloween.
I've toilet papered people I know's house.
Yeah, it's usually people you know, but not really people I'm friends with.
Oh, it was somebody I was friends with that we were playing a prank on them.
Right. And then it's funny to walk past the next day to watch them cleaning it up. You're like, oh, damn, that's crazy. Who would do this?
Yeah. I've tricked a couple people. I've smashed a couple of pumpkins. Even though I always felt like a piece of shit after. I didn't do it much, maybe once or twice. I used to... well, I don't want to talk too much about it because we ask questions. I'm worried that these people are asking these questions.
Right.
Should we check it real fast?
Yeah.
Let's check these questions. I just don't want to double... if they're what are some trick-or-treat stories? And then we already fucking told some.
Before we started this, too, you were going to ask me, or you did ask... I wonder if anybody's talked about, this podcast, if they've watched it. But when I did go to Lava Hot Springs over the week, this last weekend, we met up with a couple guys there in Idaho who they brought up, yeah, dude, I watched a bunch of your stunts, man. You're fucking crazy. And then they also brought up, oh, yeah, I also listened to one of your podcasts with Austin, man. It was good. And I asked him honestly, I was like, what did you think of it? Was it okay? And before he could say anything, I'm like, I know the quality's shitty. He's like, yeah, no, everything was great. You guys were able to keep talking throughout the whole thing. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, the quality, could use an improvement, but that wasn't a big deal. And fuck those guys. No, it doesn't hurt my feelings. We have one mic. We're in a garage that's not, echo proof, sounded out, anything, just
we're working on it.
Just for fun.
We'll get some better audio. I want to.
It's true.
Pretty bad.
These questions.
So we're working on getting better audio because, it is not. I don't even like listening to it because some of them, especially the first couple we put out.
Yeah.
Damon's tip about that, I don't even remember what the fuck I fucked with, but he changed some setting on here, and I think it helped a lot.
It did. You can tell right after, too. There's some of them, that are even, that are still really old, maybe the 6th episode. All of a sudden, or one of them, the quality just jumps like crazy, and it sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hit or miss.
We're learning.
Let me check these.
Yeah, let's check these questions, man.
Okay, wait. I want to show you this video. Sorry. There's this video of this dude riding a bicycle, and he's doing a wheelie right underneath a big bale of hay.
Oh,
and it's 15 feet in the air, and it drops on his face.
That's heavy as fuck.
Oh, at least 200 pounds. My friend just messaged me, and my friend Shane, he's like, oh, what did he say? He's like, dude, that's 200-pound bale. That's actually fucked. That guy could have gotten his neck broken. He was wearing a helmet.
Fucked.
I think the fact that he was doing a wheelie on his bike was already kind of headed back. And then, but what shitty timing? And why did he have to do it?
That had to have been planned.
But it looked like he got so hurt though.
I bet.
I don't know.
Some people are
maybe
dumb.
I know.
Some people don't think
seem
it's just a bale of hay.
Maybe he was being naive and it was planned, but I don't know. It seemed a little too aggressive.
That was crazy.
It looked fucked
I don't know.
up.
Maybe it wasn't planned. I have no fucking clue.
Oh, how the fuck? Let's get these. You look at these questions,
boy.
Hold on. I forgot how you look at them.
Oh my god, Bo. Calm down. Bo.
I have to be honest. I'm kind of retarded.
Look at Bo right now.
Oh, he just wants to cuddle.
I think that CBD is hitting him.
Oh, he's just chilling. Okay. So we got a few questions for the one I asked. Just ask us anything.
Yeah.
And before we get into them, I'm assuming they're going to be stunt related.
God damn it.
I tag you in these, and like I just don't think people know.
Yeah, no.
Wait, what? This is okay. Oh, okay. I read it in like a different order because this person wrote 2 questions.
Oh, okay.
And it was, who was the very first big name that reached out to you about stunts, etc. But then there's the one after that. Who has been your favorite/favorites meeting? And I read that one first. I was like, meeting what? Like, but who's your first very big name that reached out to you about stunts? Well, that would be Awesomeness TV. Like they were like, and that was like right when we started. They were a big name. Awesomeness went on to having a TV show on Nickelodeon. They got bought out by fucking Viacom, who owns MTV. They got bought out by like Sony, DreamWorks, and this is a company that we got fucking sponsored by. They came out to film with us for quite a few months back in 2012. When we were only 3 months into filming stunts, so fresh, and they were paying us and everything. They reached out to Joe France, who filmed CKY and Jackass, to film us. That was really cool. We were able to film with Epic Mealtime through Awesomeness TV.
I forgot about that.
Which is so surreal. It was weird because I never really watched Epic Mealtime, so I wasn't starstruck.
Neither did I, but I always know their name.
Yeah, I knew who they were, but I never watched their shit, so I wasn't starstruck. I was like treating them like grown-ass adults. So I was like this 16-year-old kid, like, what's up, dude? Like, I felt like they were cool and like friendly enough to not treat us like dumb little kids, to like treat us like we were normal. I don't know, which is cool. Harley is such a fucking funny guy. Harley Moore.
I think he does like stand-up now.
I think he does stand-up, and he's in like, I've seen that he's in movies. He's a lot healthier now too. I've seen him.
Yeah.
Those are some big names right off the gate. That
who's your favorite though?
Well, and then we've been reached out. Obviously, MTV reached out to like my other friends, and then Zach Holmes, aka Zach Ass, reached out to me. Nub TV reached out to me when I was like 16, but then I couldn't until I was 18 to go film with them.
Yeah.
JJ Allen reached out to me when I was about 20, almost 21. He reached out to me to film, and that's so hard.
Community, like,
and in that stunt community, because
that's so small and niche that like.
But and these are all big names.
Knowing a lot of people,
and like these are actually all big names. All those crews that I named, Nub TV and POR, or JJ Allen from POR. Like, you've seen so many clips that you wouldn't even know on like Tosh.0, True TV.
There's a shit ton.
Just like they probably sold
even that one that my friend Alan just sent me a meme, and the clip from the meme was a stunt crew that Kyler knew.
Yeah, that I personally am friends with, and like it's hard to say
purposely rather than accidentally.
Like that, like they.
I get what you mean.
I don't even know where I was going. I don't know why I said purposely. Purposely what?
You said purposely friends with.
Oh, like, well, because you could. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, I don't know who I would pick. That big name, I guess that's all like, your point of view, like they're big in my eyes. They have, hundreds of thousands.
What was the second part of that question?
Okay, so who's your very first big name?
Yeah, and
so what
was the second part? Yeah.
And then who has been your favorites meeting? Like favorite like people that you've met, I guess, with those big names. Like that's what that person meant.
I guess it's hard to like pick one now because you're like friends with a lot of them, rather than you met somebody that was big and worked with someone big.
And especially when you're first starting out and you're like really like amped about it. I want to say probably my favorite, or I would say Nub TV.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, like that's what I picked as my graduation present.
Yeah, that was like your first legit. You went somewhere, you filmed with some people.
Out.
They were like
first
pretty established.
Oh yeah,
one of the most established like
homegrown stunt crews for sure. And they've had so many opportunities for TV shows that they didn't get, not by any fault of their own either. Just shit falling through the cracks, just unlucky timing.
Keep going on the stunt stuff, but I was talking to Georgia about this a minute ago, and it was like, I was talking to her, if I were to, the first film project I would do, I think I want to do a documentary on homegrown stunts.
That'd be fucking sick, dude. There's been so many people who would want,
and I don't think it's like a stat. Like it's so stupid to me that after Jackass had died off, it doesn't make any sense to me that there's tons of niche things that kept going after their first show, but homegrown stunts died off after Jackass. It was and then it's so weird that there's that attitude of Jackass is you're just copying Jackass. Yeah, well, no, this is an extension of an art form.
Yeah,
nobody's saying that about stand-up comedy.
No,
nobody's you're just fucking ripping off Lenny Bruce. Mm-hmm. You're just doing what Lenny Bruce already did. No, it's a different. Yeah, please. It's just an extension of the art form, and I think it's stupid that homegrown stunts didn't carry as much. And if I were to make a movie, I think my first one would be just a little shitty.
No, I think it'd be
really
cool about it. Yeah, I was going to say an indie doc about homegrown stunts. Yeah. And I've talked about this with so many different friends who are really big in the scene where that's never been done before, and just take a long time to really 6 months to a year to make this project, and just to go to all these different crews that started when Jackass started, maybe some that started before or just after. And then you go to them, interview them, and then go to the ones that came way after. And then me, I came way after Jackass first started. I started a year after their last movie.
Yeah.
So I'm a way late bloomer, but I'm still in it just as much as anybody.
The community's still going, even if it's as small as it is. It's going. All right, let's get some of these other questions.
Okay. Well, I don't know what this means. Ghost stories for Halo? For Halo?
For Halloween.
Oh, God.
Any ghost stories?
Why do people abbreviate shit?
Because they're dumb and they
you're so lazy.
Because we're not worth their time, Kyler.
Ghost stories for Hallow? I guess I should have got that. I'm kind of stupid. But
do you have any ghost stories?
No, I could act like I had some encounters where I thought were kind of spooky, but I always rationalize it.
Yeah.
So I'm never.
That's how I've gotten older. When I was young, I was so fucking into everything paranormal.
I was so afraid of everything paranormal,
so
but
was I.
Never saw anything paranormal.
Yeah.
So I
Did
refused.
You
No, I did not.
I
refused
to believe it.
I refused to believe it.
I was such a
and I was so deathly afraid of being possessed was the biggest thing.
That's the one I never
and having ghosts lurk over me or just things while I'm trying to sleep. So I just was always just had my eyes open.
Ghosts weren't super my thing.
It was more demons that I was for, not just ghosts, but evil spirits was my.
My whole thing was aliens and shit. I was obsessed with aliens as kids. I've read so many books on aliens, first-hand accounts.
No, yeah, I wasn't
Bigfoot.
Obsessed with demons. I was afraid. Yeah, I didn't like it.
So fucking I was obsessed with Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. I used to anytime I went into the woods, my goal was I'm gonna be the one to find Bigfoot. Or I was super obsessed with that shit. I wasn't super into ghosts, but when I was young, I believed in them and shit.
Did you have anything that kind of maybe would make you think that they could possibly be real?
I remember this one time I was sleeping over at my friend Joe's house. We were probably 10, I don't know. And he always passed out first. We would always we're gonna stay up all night and just fuck around. And
it's always that guy
watch
who says
movies
it.
And we would stay up and it would be 3 a.m. and he would pass out or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I would just even to this day, if I reach a point, I'm just staying awake.
Right.
If I stay up till 3, if I'm not drinking. If I'm drinking, I'll pass out. But if I stay up till 3, I'm up the rest of the night. I'm not going to bed.
Mm-hmm. No,
I would stay up and just watch movies. I remember one time, it was his bedroom was in the basement, and outside of his bedroom was the laundry room, and there was a door to the garage, and then there was a door to a bathroom in there as well. And I remember I was in his room, and then just the light in the bathroom turned on.
See, it's always a light thing. I was actually thinking of a story too. It's always light switches.
And so I went in there and I turned it off, and I went back in, and then it turned back on. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was so fucking spooked. I went home.
Oh my god! But you never found out if it was him, or did you talk to him about it?
I think it was a lighting issue. I think it was lighting. So they had issues with the light all the time. They got it fixed.
The one time that happened with us, we were probably in 8th or 9th grade.
Yeah.
And me and a big group of friends Chase, Bailey, I want to say Tyler was there, Jacob Winkworth, all these friends were all sitting By the way, he doesn't go by that name anymore, that Jacob kid. So I could say his full name, and it's not weird. Jacob Winkworth.
He doesn't go by that name?
He doesn't go by Winkworth anymore. Jacob, I don't know why. That's his real name. But I kind of feel like a dick for dropping only his full name. We were all chilling, watching, like, I can't remember what the name of the movie is. It's a scary movie with Kevin Bacon, and very, like, all of a sudden, like, bright, like red flashes and like loud noises would happen in the movie. And we didn't even get all the way through it because what happened was we're all sitting there with the lights off, as you do with fucking. It was around Halloween. We just went to the Crazy Corn Maze. We got back. We tried to watch a scary movie, to be in the spirit, and all of a sudden the lights turn on, but like the door was all the way shut in the big basement room, Yeah. So there was nobody that could like sneak a hand in, hurry and turn the light and shut the door. The door was shut all the way, it clicked, and we were all on the other opposite side. No one was near a flashlight or near the light switch, and it wasn't a switch; it was a button that you had to press.
Yeah, it's like 30 feet in your
so
basement.
So you couldn't like press the button and really have it get stuck between, like light switches, they can kind of be like stuck between flicking, but usually the button, like that's not going to happen.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, right? And all of a sudden it just turned on, and it's like we're watching a scary movie, and all of a sudden you're just like, and like the lights just all the way turn on. We're like, what the fuck? And we immediately turn the scary movie off. But like that's such a bitchy ghost story. I've never seen a ghost, never heard a ghost.
This isn't like... This is all is reasonably explainable, but it was just like creepy happenstance during during a scary movie. We were watching, me and my friend Joe again, actually. We're watching the Evil Dead remake they did a couple of years ago in my living room. We were watching it, and it's a scary fucking movie, and then like 30 minutes in, power out.
Of course.
And we're like, what the fuck? And we go outside. I restart the breaker, and the lights go back on or whatever, and we go back inside, and then we start watching the movie again, and then the fucking door blows open.
Oh, no.
And, like, wind's bustling outside. It was, like, kind of stormy out, and the door blows open, and it's fucking loud, cranking out, so we're like, what the fuck? And we're both just kind of looking at each other, and we, like, get up, and then power out again.
That is super creepy.
Oh, it was so scary. We, like, turned the lights back on, and then we closed the door and locked it this time. And then we're like, we're not watching this fucking movie anymore. We're done. We're done.
No, okay, here's another creepy story. Me and Chris Pappas were we wanted to watch Dark Knight on DVD, and it was just me and him. And to this day, I swear I remember grabbing the Dark Knight out of the DVD like bookshelf thing, like where all they are, and taking it out of the case, putting it in the PS3, getting ready to watch it. Sometimes there's previews on DVDs. It gets to the DVD menu. Your dog's whining like a fucking cunt.
I know. Will you fucking go get him?
Yeah.
Did you pause it or just like...
I'm just going to pause. Sorry, I had to pause it for the dogs because they're being pieces of shit. So
it's all right. Aren't they all?
So you're talking about...
I was with my homie, and I remember grabbing the Dark Knight physically from the DVD, putting the DVD in the PlayStation 3, getting ready to watch it, and all of a sudden it goes to the DVD menu of The Knowing with Nicolas Cage. And the only reason that movie that was creepy, it didn't seem like it, but The Knowing is like everything is predicted and like scripted in your life to where like to the day there's somebody who knows when you're gonna die or when an event's gonna happen where a certain amount of people are gonna die. Like, have you ever heard of this movie?
Yeah.
So,
I watched.
Yeah, they predicted like
I've seen it. I think
all the catastrophic events, and like they knew the dates that it was going to happen, and like how many people. But they also could do it with specific people, and you knew like what day you were going to die. They just didn't know how. So you like almost want to try to prevent your death, but you trying to prevent your death causes your death, which is so fucking crazy. So it's like, is there free will? I don't know, but there's no free will with me grabbing this goddamn movie. So then I was like, we were so weirded out. I'm like, dude, you remember me grabbing Batman, right? Dark Knight. He's like, yeah, I thought you did, but I was like, oh, that was weird, and we went on to watch it. But I don't have
a lot of
ghost stories or just really spooky stories that made me like really
I remember this one time when I was a kid. And I don't know how to explain this. I don't even know if it's real. I know I have, like, memories. Like, for a long time I was convinced I saw a UFO. Mm-hmm. But then, like, as I grew up, like, the details of it, like, it was pretty obvious that was just a dream. There's a lot of dumb shit that didn't make any sense in it. And I was like, well, duh, that didn't happen. That was obviously, like, a dream or something.
I've had plenty of those. I had those to this day where I'm like... I think of a memory, I'm like, wait, was that real?
Oh, yeah, I had those tons of times. I had
it's so
a UFO,
creepy.
Yeah, I had, like...
There's normal events too, like we're like, oh, we hung out with this person, or I said this certain thing, And then I start to think about it. I'm like, oh no, that never happened. That was a dumb dream. The other day I had a fucking horrible dream, which doesn't sound horrible, but I had a dream that I went to fucking jail. And then I was like, okay, this is fine, because I saw Tyler in there, and I was like stoked to fucking see him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we went out and like caused some shenanigans, and like, you're going back to jail again for at least 3 weeks. I'm like, no! 3 weeks is so long. I can't last that long in jail. Like, no joke. And then I woke up thinking I was like going to jail. I'm like, oh god, that was a dream. Thank fucking god.
I had one time with like, I was convinced for like years that I saw a UFO. This one time, and a whole bunch of people in my school saw it in elementary. And then I was just like, I realized like, well, why the fuck were we all outside? Like, it wasn't recess. Like, I remember we all went like, there was just weird details that were like, oh, that was clearly a dream. And I had this one memory as a kid, and it's no way it could have been a dream, but I have no way of like explaining it now. But like, it must have been a dream or something.
Or just a weird memory that's gotten so skewed that like.
But I've had this memory since it happened. Like, I remember it happening and stuff. I was a really shitty student in school, and my mom didn't give like a fuck. And it was like 5th grade, and my teacher like got super like pissed at me, and I had a whole bunch of homework I had to turn in. So my sister, because my mom wasn't really attentive with that, my sister's like, you're sitting down and doing this fucking homework. Like, you're not getting up until all of this homework's done. And so I was sitting in my room on... Bo, shut up. God, he's been so annoying this podcast. I'm sorry, baby. I love you. I was sitting... We had an air hockey table in our room, and I was using that as a desk. And, like, I could see... We had 2 TVs in the room because one of them broke. So I could see... No, we didn't have 2 TVs.
Oh, see, it's already going.
Maybe it is fucked.
Mandela effect, no.
But there was the TV was, like, to the right of me. I remember I was doing my homework, and I, like, looked into the TV, and I, like, thought it looked like a silhouette of somebody in the corner of the room.
Oh, like
the opposite side of the room.
There's, like, a reflection?
Yeah. And so, like, I, like, went back to, like, my homework, and I looked back, and it was, like, there, standing up.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I, like, got freaked out and, like, looked away and then looked back, and it was, like, even closer.
No!
Yeah, dude, it was so
this
fucking
does sound
freaky.
like, not to be a dick, it sounds made up, but really creepy.
Yeah. It was, like, a shadowy figure, and it, like, got closer. And I, like, fucking screamed and started crying and shit. And my sister, like, walked in, and I was, like, fucking hyperventilating and, like, freaking out. And, like, also, she was like, you're just using this as an excuse to get out of your fucking homework. And I was, like, so freaked out by it that, like, for years after, I, like, would have nightmares about this fucking shadowy figure. Like, the dreams I would start having after it were, like, same situation where I kept looking at the TV and the reflection was getting closer and closer. And then I would turn around and it would be there for real. Mm-hmm. It was so freaking, I have no idea how to, like, explain it.
I just want to say, I think kids' imaginations, and I just think people's imaginations get the better of them. And I think that's,
for sure,
not to be ignorant, the majority of ghost stories and just people, they just get carried away and they watch too many scary things. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe
because I'm almost positive that like I probably had watched Signs, and that was like
right
because there's a scene in Signs where like you can see an alien through a reflection of TV.
I felt like that sounded familiar too. And I can picture that now.
And I loved Signs as a kid, and I'm sure that buried in my head somewhere. And,
dude,
like,
it's got
I imagined it.
Like, one time when I was a kid, we were driving to the cabin in like, late at night, and I thought I saw a fucking, like, the shadow of a dog, or what seemed to be a black dog, running next to our car.
Yeah.
It's like, obviously that didn't fucking happen. We're going, like, 60 miles an hour. That wasn't happening. But in my head, that seemed so real, and I actually brushed it off like it was nothing. You want to hear something fucked up? We'll get back to more questions, but I just thought of something really fucked up that happened a few days ago. I don't know if it's a little, like, if we should talk about it. I mean, it was on the news, so, like, if it was on the news in public, if it was public, then it should be... Okay, so there's this kid.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't name drop.
No.
But his name's on the news, so then it's like, does it matter?
Know. I don't even know what the story is about, so I don't know what to tell you.
It doesn't matter his name if I accidentally drop it, whatever. This kid I went to middle school with.
Yeah.
And he's randomly messaged me throughout the years, throughout high school and after graduating. He fucking... allegedly, or is like going to prison for killing his mom.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about this.
So he fucking, and just a few days ago was his birthday too, and I think this happened 2 nights ago. He was live streaming after it happened. He didn't like show her body, but he's live streaming, like bawling, like he was, like you'd see. He's like, my mom needs a good send off. She needs some good music. You know, he He's like, my mom just shot herself and she's still alive.
Jesus Christ, what?
He's like, my mom just shot herself, she's still alive. And then right after, he's like, but I'm not going to prison, not going to jail. And he's like, he sounds like he's really drunk or on drugs or both on his face. And what Tyler was saying, I don't know if this is in the full report or whatever, but like I guess his dad died like a year back or like a while ago, a long time ago. And like he was saying something about like after his dad died, it's been like, I think it'd been like a year like exactly, and then his mom shot herself, but she was still alive, so then he had to finish the job.
What?
Like, that's supposedly, like, I don't know if like he probably just shot her or killed her. And then was like, he did 2 Facebook like live streams of just him talking like to himself, crying about it, and like talking about like how he's like, everybody come to my house, take all the things that you can. This is gonna be my last day. Dad, I hope I see you soon.
Jesus.
Like his dad's dead, and I'm just like, I knew this fucking kid. And the weirdest, this isn't weird, but here's a random like story with him. Me and him used to fucking exchange nudes.
What?
Like not like of each other. No, we had like nudes of girls we knew, or just porn on our phone in like 7th grade, 8th grade.
Wait, and that's illegal.
And like at the time, and we would like send each other, and it was mostly just porn that we had on each other's like flip phones, and would like send it and like show each other in class and send it to each other.
Oh my god!
And I don't know like if he's like obviously he's not mentally fucking there. Like
something's
I don't know if he's
wrong,
like, or if it was just like heavy drinking and drugs, and just like what the fuck happened.
That's fucked, dude. I hadn't heard anything about.
And when I first heard about it, I'm like, what a psycho! That's fucked up. What the fuck? And then I watched the video, and he's like, seems so torn up about it. It doesn't seem like he's there. Like mentally. I'm like, oh my god!
I can't believe you could watch the videos. I'm sure they're taken down now.
I bet you they're not, because who's like nobody's gonna log in.
Police have to take that down.
Let's not to be creepy, but let's see if we can find it, and I'll show you. Because I didn't think that they were gonna be up too, and then Tyler's like, dude, go to his profile. They're still up there.
That's so fucked.
And maybe there were more, and they've just taken down others, but as far as I know, there were just these 2. And it's so misleading on the police reports. Like, he live streamed his mother after he killed her, and I was thinking like he was showing her dead body. He doesn't do anything like that, which is good. That'd be so fucking disturbing.
Well, they would take that down in a heartbeat if that were the case.
But I'm not going to prison. I'm not going to jail. She's still alive, goddammit. She's so alive. She's so fucking alive.
Okay, let's stop.
Yeah, it's disturbing. Well, speaking of Halloween, you want some crazy shit.
That's some crazy shit. I can't believe that.
Everyone, please take everything in my house that you can. Today is my last day.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching because it's so fucked up. Like,
yeah,
he did something bad, but then it's just like he's not there, dude. Like, and I'm not saying that justifies anything, but oh god,
that's so fucked, and that's so crazy that it just barely happened.
Yeah, literally like 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, that's so fucking creepy.
It is creepy, but it's like, what was I like? And obviously nobody's there. How can you prove? What if that really did happen? What if his mom committed suicide, botched the suicide, and him being drunk?
Well, then I think that's still murder.
And then no, but yeah, right. Instead of like, because I was gonna say him being in not the right state of mind, being drunk on drugs. Maybe he's a hunter. Maybe he was just so fucked up. He's like, my mom tried to kill herself.
His mom is an old yeller.
I know.
Just like
no, I know. But if she tried to kill herself, and maybe like she's like fucking like, maybe there was no way she was gonna survive, or she was like suffering deeply, and he's just so fucked up, doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He just fucking finishes it. Obviously, that's not the right fucking choice.
No.
Nobody would normally do that. But clearly, he's in the video. He's not in the right state of mind.
Yeah.
Like, so, who knows? And that's just terrible. He's probably going to prison forever. That's fucking so shitty. Like, my biggest fear is, like, if I ever did something so fucked up where I'd have to go to prison. Not that I'm afraid I will do that, but, like, if I did, like, fuck that, dude. I don't even want to go to jail for any, like, amount of time for more than a day. I don't want to be... I don't want to be... I think maybe I could, like, tolerate a week. Maybe. But I feel like it'd
I would not do well in prison, but I've always, like... been ready to go to prison.
I mean, I've been like in the back of my head, be like, oh, that might happen, but like I don't.
I think because my dad was in prison my entire childhood.
I think we're genuinely good people.
Yeah.
Like I always say, I'm such a shitty person, but not really. Like I don't like to steal. I don't like to hurt people.
I don't want to do anything that hurts other people.
Yeah,
ever.
It's like I mean, I have thoughts of fucked up shit, but like I don't want to like act. That's the difference between those people and us. Like, we have those thoughts, and those people go through with those fucked up thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's what freaks me out. I'm like, dude, I get blacked out and do some dumb, silly shit, and I piss all over the fucking couch and whatnot. I'm like, what if I got blacked out, and what if I owned a gun? And I got blacked out and went and grabbed the gun for some reason, but didn't know what I was doing. So, like, that's another reason why I don't want to own a gun, just because I'm worried for my safety or others.
Doug Stanhope has a really funny joke about that.
About getting blacked out and grabbing a gun.
Well, about, like, he talks about, like, because he's a libertarian, so he's like, you can have guns. I'm not going to have guns because I'm a responsible drug user and alcohol abuser.
Yeah, that's literally
and there's too many mornings I wake up and I have no reason to live.
Dude,
I don't need
literally,
a gun under my pillow.
I've told my friends that. Where, like, I don't want a gun next to me, or, like, own a gun under my pillow, exact same thing.
I'll show you that Doug Stanhope.
To where, like, I would be afraid, because I've had super sad days and suicidal thoughts. So I think everybody gets those, to where, like, I could fucking kill myself. Not that I want to, but, like, you just get that mindset. I'm like, if I had a gun, what if I just had no fucking, like,
you know what's fucked up?
I couldn't hold back.
This isn't like a super sad, depressing, like, woe is me, I'm super depressed, but I 100%, like, I think I will die by suicide.
I think that all the time. I think I'll either die by suicide or I'll die by one of my stunts, by doing just something so fucking reckless.
If I don't die in some terrible accident.
Or alcohol abuse.
If I die from some terminal disease, I'm not going to suffer for 6 fucking months.
No, and I don't want to have that in my head that I have cancer and just be sad all the time. Fuck that.
I get terminal disease and it's like, and if I try to fight it and it's like, okay, it's not going to happen, I'm calling my own time. I'm not going out I'm not going to sit in bed rest, like, dying slowly. That's just not.
That's
why I think medical suicide should be a thing.
Right?
The doctors can kill you if you decide to.
That went really fucking dark, but
I know.
We have a couple more questions on that subject, which was Ask Me Anything. Ask Us Anything.
Yeah, let's switch to questions. It's getting dark.
How do I get laid? And just to make it
don't talk about suicide a lot.
How do I get laid? It's my buddy Degenerate from England he asked this. That's fucking amazing. And I know, like, I've been talking to him. I don't know if this is too much TMI, but ever since I left, he's been heavily on the fucking oxy and the fucking code. I don't know what he's been able to get. I've just noticed he's been on, like, hella oxy and just drinking a lot. Today we actually talked for like about 20 minutes before I went to work.
Yeah.
He said he's so broke that he had to, like, scrounge up some change to get some cheap swill, as he called it. Some cheap swill. And he was just drunk. He's like, yeah, well, I'm getting ready to edit your part, one of your parts in the movie where you get hit by a car. So yeah, and we were just talking for a minute. And then later after work, I started messaging him, and he was slurring his texts. Slurring your texts badly. But anyway, how do I get laid? I'm not going to say your name. Degenerate. Bro, if you're listening to this, the way you get laid, you have to go outside and talk to people, or actually put yourself out there and give it a go. You're going to get shot down, and it's heartbreaking. And I went 3 years without getting laid. Not because I'm ugly or because I'm a terrible person. It's because I didn't put myself out there. I'm both of those things.
Just kidding. Shut up.
No, it's because I don't. You got to put yourself out there, dude. You could easily get laid. If you tried hard enough, you could get laid tonight. Like, if you really wanted to, you might have to pay. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
No, you know what I mean, though? It's like, I think, do you agree? How would you say it?
Yeah,
like,
you have to get out there. If you're not going outside, you're not going to.
If you're not trying to talk, and obviously it's hard to, like, go out and talk to people in person. You know, download dating apps. Try to slide into some bitches' DMs.
I'm sure.
Maybe you're actually gay and you don't know. Like, I think that's all the time. Like, maybe it doesn't work out with chicks because I am not meant to be with girls. I don't want the dick, but I'm just saying maybe that's...
If it comes down to
But if I want love, if I want true love, maybe I'll have to take the dick.
What other questions do we got?
Have you ever gotten your Red Wings? Oh,
what the fuck is that?
It's have you ever eaten a chick out on her period?
Oh, hell no.
No. Fuck
hell
no. I've fingered a chick as she was coming off of her period, ex-girlfriend, and I remember walking home and I looked at my knuckles and there's blood splotches all over them.
Oh.
And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. Started to lick them. Yeah, that's as close as I've been. Was almost about to finger my ex when she had a tampon in, but she was letting me rub her clit for a suspicious amount of time before she let me try to go, like, we were like 17.
Yeah.
To, like, go further, and I felt a string. I'm like, oh, you got a tampon in there.
And then I just ripped that sucker around with the tampon.
No. So, no, never got my Red Wings.
Neither have I. Fuck no.
And the last question on Ask Me Anything is, What is the craziest stunt you regret doing, and why did you do it? I actually like the way that's worded, because I feel like I've gotten this question so many times. What's the craziest stunt you've done? Do you regret it? But I love the way it was formed. What's the craziest stunt you regret doing? Because I've done crazy stunts that I don't regret. But, and why did you end up doing it? Obviously, it's got to be the obvious one where I died. The crazy stunt I regret doing.
Yeah, that was fucked.
And it wasn't even that crazy, but it ended up being the craziest stunt because it killed me. And why do I regret doing it? Because it fucking killed me, and I'm still feeling the repercussions 10 months later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay, but, you know, it freaked the hell out of my family and friends, and it's just not fair to those people. Like, it was fucked
expensive.
Up. It's expensive. Like, I'm still getting medical bills. Like, you know, it's just... It's not cool to have, like, I want to do stunts, and I don't mind getting slightly cut up, bruised, you know, a little hurt. It's literally part of stunts, I think. Homegrown
but
stunts,
that made
being
you
a daredevil.
face your, like...
But, like, you meet to this day, I'm like, is it worth doing this? Like, I never really feel like that, like, that all the time. But after that, I'm like, bro, like, that's serious. And I think it was just a freak accident. I know it's extreme stuff. Skateboarding.
If I had been there...
You probably would never be around, like, with me doing stunts ever.
No. I don't think I would have let you do that.
Oh, yeah.
The second somebody said... Because at the time that somebody told me about this, it was still like... I had heard secondhand that you got mildly hurt. Like,
that's
the first time somebody
first.
told me... Tino had told me that, like, oh, you got hurt and you had to go to the hospital. I figured stitches, nothing too crazy. And then he told me that you did, like, X's.
No, it wasn't an X. It ended up being it was basically a cross, like a T. I was going to do X's, which would have fucking saved my life.
Yes.
I would have been fine.
Like, the second I heard that you did the T, and then I was like, well, that's not, like, that straight one's going to go up.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's not what happened, though. It was one of the sideways ones.
Got it.
The T, because it leveled with my elbows.
The second I heard that they were crossing, I was like, that's not good.
And it was almost like a bad omen, because A, we're filming it for a Christmas special.
Yeah.
B,
was that a bad omen?
No, listen. I'm going for a Christmas special. B, I was going to do the X of light tubes, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, do it like a cross. Do it like a T. Like a cross. Jesus. Christmas. I already, like... I already kind of have a similarity.
What I can gather from that is that God wants you dead.
Right. No. Like, it was almost like... And I consciously did that. I was like, oh, yeah, like Jesus. Like, I'm going to, like, be basically crucified with light tubes.
Yeah.
And... not to like sound like weird, but I have a short beard and long hair, like fucking Jesus. I fucking died and was resurrected on a fucking cross of light tubes. Like that's literally like if
so
you can put it that way. Now,
coming.
yeah, no, seriously.
Wow,
I am Jesus.
I feel
that's definitely.
I don't know.
I don't know if I regret it though, because I'm alive. I'm fine. I just wouldn't want to go through that ever again. There's stunts that I've done that I can easily say, fuck, no, never again do I want to endure that or do that, like being pepper sprayed. You know, but that's not the craziest. But let's see. So that's it.
Do we got any Halloween ones? Because we're coming up.
Oh, we got a couple more from Colby. I haven't been naming these people because I just don't know if people want to be named.
Are they Halloween stuff? I want to do kind of more Halloween named
questions. Let me read them and we'll see. What are some of your favorite scary/spooky season movies?
Ooh, this is exactly
one of ours.
This is what I was hoping.
Because I asked people what theirs are.
Oh my god, now, my dogs again.
Do you want to take a break real quick? I got to piss. We'll come back to this question.
Okay. We'll be back. There we go.
All right. I don't know if there's
okay, we're back again.
After that, have a second. Just had to.
Let's just re-say that question.
Quick piss break. What are some of your favorite scary/spooky season movies? Okay, I said that weird. Scary/spooky season movies.
Yeah, so they don't necessarily have to be like scary movies, but like...
Yeah, it's just like, say, like, you like to fucking watch... what's a movie like a kid's thing?
Like Hocus Pocus isn't scary.
Hocus Pocus?
Love that shit.
Yeah, like that's like a spooky season. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like Charlie Brown shit. Like that's not mine, but I was just saying that's what I'm saying.
I actually do love Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, didn't you say it's Thanksgiving though?
No, the Great Pumpkin.
To somebody I thought I said the Great Pumpkin, and they're like, yeah, but that's technically that one was for Thanksgiving, but it has to be Halloween.
No, it's Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I don't know. I can't remember who told me that. My favorite spooky/scary season movies. Like, it's pretty much... I don't know. I never really had, like,
I have a couple.
Had, like, a tradition of, like, of certain movies that I only watched around this year.
I have a couple movies that break out around this kind of year. An American Werewolf in London.
Never seen it.
Oh, my God. That movie's so fucking good. It's not the best movie.
Yeah,
but it's like one of my favorites. I
know the movie though, like so, like it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's definitely not what I expected. I only watched it for the first time like 2 years ago, but I've watched it like 3 times since. It's so fucking good. It's so entertaining. It's not like the scariest movie, but it's super fucking cool. The way it starts, I've never seen a movie start the way that one started.
Because I feel like
it's really slow start, which is surprising. But another one I watch usually once a year. I haven't watched it this year yet, but The Thing. You've never seen John Carpenter's The Thing? It's so fucking good. With Kurt Russell. Oh, dude, that one's fucking killer.
Yeah, I've said before, I've never been into, like, I've watched scary movies, but, like, being around this time of year never triggered me to want to watch scary movies.
Again, like how I was obsessed with paranormal shit, I was obsessed with scary movies.
Except for this year. Like, I swear, this is my year that I've been hella binging and into, like, thriller, scary, horror. Yeah. I'm loving it now.
My mom never, like, checked what I watched, but my siblings wouldn't let me watch scary movies when I was a kid because I would get nightmares.
Yeah, you'd be a little bitch.
So, like, that was the movies I was obsessed with. Oh, like, I could watch fucking Pulp Fiction. My mom didn't give a fuck.
Well, yeah.
She just didn't pay attention enough to, like, he shouldn't be watching Pulp Fiction. I was just like, I'm going to watch Pulp Fiction. She'd be like, have fun. And then she would go and do her own shit. But, my siblings never let me watch scary movies, so it's all I wanted to fucking watch as a kid. I watched so many fucking, like, I was, like, 10 watching like Chucky and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and Alien. I watched Alien when I was like 11.
And like I know all these movies and I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen all of Chucky, the first one, only recently too.
Which I actually don't even like Chucky all that much.
Like it was pretty whatever, but like and these are all great.
Alien's another one I watch at least once a year.
Yeah,
around this time.
I've never seen all of Alien.
Dude, Alien's so many movies,
and mostly because I don't know where to watch or how to. Like, I'm sure I could.
The Shining. You ever watch The Shining?
Yes, I have seen The Shining, but I've seen The Shining the first time like a year ago, like for my first time ever. Like, you know, so like people are like, wow, that's so crazy. It just was never a thing of mine. But some movies that I've recently watched and that are off the top of my head that I really liked because it was different. Have you heard of Creep?
Yeah, we talked about it a minute.
And Creep, I watched Creep 2 the other day. There's a sequel, and I thought, oh, hey, this is going to be dumb.
I almost put it on the other night, but it was just too late.
Creep or Creep 2? Or
Creep, because I hadn't seen the first one.
Dude, it's great. Watch both of them.
I want to.
It's fantastic. And do you want me to tell you about any of the
No.
I guess that's a no. You just blew your smoke in my face, cunt.
Sorry. You know you like it, baby.
Yeah. No, dude, and when I looked up Creep 2, I was almost not sure if it was the same cast. There's one cast member, the main guy from the first one.
Yeah.
I look it up to see if it gets good ratings. And I don't know if this is botched, but it said 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
That's crazy.
And I was like, no way.
Do you feel like it lived up to it?
I feel like it lived up to good ratings, but 100%. I was like, that's crazy. That's like pushing it. But like it was good though. I don't know. I feel like because it's the type of movie that's filmed like Blair Witch, hand filmed. Yeah. So they do a good job with that, like making it so it's not unwatchable, but it still feels homemade.
Blair Witch scared the fuck out of me. No,
yeah, it's scary.
I watched that. I was super obsessed with horror movies, so I watched that when I was like 13. I remember starting it at night.
It's a creepy
one.
And
I was like, I'm generally pretty, like, I only watch scary movies at night. Mm-hmm. Generally. That was one movie, I started it. 15 minutes in, I was like, oh, I can't watch this at night. And I had to watch it in daytime the next day. And even after that, dude, I was like...
It feels fine in the day, and then at night, and then like it gets creepy.
After that movie, I was scared to shower.
Do you care if I kill
myself? No, go for it. I was scared to like shower after that movie, dude. It was so freaky.
Mm-hmm.
But
I didn't watch that one as a kid either, because like I swear, dude, I 13. I had problems watching scary shit as a kid. Even to this day, if it's in the middle of the night and dark, and I'm going up the stairs maybe to get a glass of water, or for some reason, and I have to either flip on the lights really quick or just hurry and run up the stairs because I feel like
I was that
there's
kid
something behind me. I'm still like that. Like if I'm going to my room from my bathroom and all the lights are off, I'm like, hurry and shut the door before that thing gets me. Just in my head, but like obviously,
I was that kid either way before I started watching. I was always,
oh yeah, me too. But like the scary shit.
For some reason, I was always kind of like a scared little kid. Like I remember just seeing the cover of the original It. and that's scaring the fuck out of me. That clown.
A lot of these scary movies, I saw bits and pieces. Never seen all of it.
When I first saw that cover of It, I could not stop thinking about it, and I even made up my own fucking movie in my head of what it was about. Up until I was 13, I thought I knew what it was about, and I thought it was about a cop that was chasing this killer clown that was murdering kids.
Oh my god!
I have distinct memories of a fake movie of a cop being in bed with his wife, and then a balloon showing up in their room.
Oh my god!
And I made up scenes to this movie. I imagined just because off the cover, I had such a vivid imagination.
I was never
as a kid.
scared of clowns. Clowns never freaked me out ever.
I wasn't until I actually watched it. Mm-hmm. Once I watched the movie, and it's kind of not. It's not the original one's not that scary.
How do you rate the new ones? The new 2?
They're good.
I want to see them. I haven't got around to it. I want to see them.
Yeah, they're good. I want to keep talking about this a little bit.
Okay, sorry. There's another good scary Halloween
Get
question.
to this after this because I want to bring up some non-spooky, scary ones. Because I have a couple that Rocky Horror Picture Show.
But solely because I know it's a classic to have, and I just have never put it in because I feel like I have to be in the mood because I know it's a musical, right?
Yeah.
And as you know, I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but I watched one with you that was.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Do you think I would like it, knowing that I'm not a huge fan of musicals? Which is weird because my dad fucking loves musicals.
It's really campy. So do you know John Waters?
Yes.
That's camp. So really kind of cross-dressing people. It's about a cross-dresser.
Yeah.
The whole musical is about, but then it's also sci-fi. Not to spoil a movie that's 30 years old, but he's a cross-dresser from space.
Yes.
And he is trying to make his own fuck toy. Is the plot of the movie basically? These people
okay, now I need
show
to
up
really
to his house.
I need to really watch this.
Yeah,
dude.
they show up to these two people's car breakdown, and they show up to these people's house where they're some crazy weird alien scientist who's a cross-dresser, or he's a tranny.
Okay.
And 2019, but that's what he says in the fucking movie. Transsexual from Transylvania.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a planet he's from. It's such a weird, ridiculous movie, but he's making the perfect man.
Isn't Transylvania a real place, though, in Europe?
But it's also the name of their galaxy or planet. It's super dumb, and it's dumb on purpose.
Oh, it's meant to be cheesy, ridiculous.
It's meant to be cheesy.
Okay.
And it's so ridiculous, and everyone ends up fucking everyone else. It's crazy.
Fuck, now I really I need to watch
that
this
movie, when I was 13 and I saw that one for the first time, it was on a meter, I was halfway, and I was leaning towards gay. If I had to pick people I would fuck, Tim Curry is hands down one of them.
In that period, guys. In there or just in general?
There, not
okay,
now. I'm gonna fuck
not
in
now.
The wheelchair.
Well, not now.
Tim Curry.
Not now, but I mean, even in Home Alone 2, Tim Curry.
I'm straight. Tim Curry's voice in that movie turns me on.
Yes.
Oh. How do I? I can't even do it.
What was it?
It's from the musical. We can watch it, man.
We need to. I kind of want to watch it for my first time on VHS. That'd be
we
cool.
could do that. But yeah, that's one. And then I showed you this one. We never got super into it, but Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah, and I told you, I was I'm going to go home and watch the rest of it. And I was meaning to, and then I just you need to be in that mood.
Yeah.
Because I was watching it with you.
It's meant for kids, but it is such a good fucking spooky season time show. I fucking love it so much. Anyone, go watch Over the Garden Wall. It's so underrated. It's one of the best.
I feel like it's one of those that could TV be for shows. Younger adults.
Dude, just wait till you get to the end.
Yeah, and you said it gets weirder.
You get to the fucking end, and you're oh god.
No, that third episode, the second or third episode that we watched with the pumpkin people was creepy. It was weird.
And it gets so much worse after that.
Which I like. That's made me intrigued to want to watch it.
The end, it's so fucking good. There's something I resonate with kind of coming of age stories really hardcore, even though I'm an adult. Any TV show about a 13-year-old that doesn't fit in super well is my fucking jam. That's how I felt when I was a kid, and I still resonate with those stories a lot. And that's kind of what that is. But let's get to that other question you had, because we're popping up on an hour.
Oh yeah, and I'm down to go for an hour and a half or whatever.
I definitely want to start trying to keep them shorter.
I
think the shorter ones do
I definitely want to. I want it to be shorter.
1 hour tops. I mean, not 1 hour. 1 hour, 20 minutes tops.
Okay. So here's the last one that we have so far.
Yeah.
In this category, because I asked a few questions. Who would be the person either of you called? Sorry, let me read. I started reading. Who would be the person either of you called at 3 a.m. to help dispose of a dead body?
Fuck, that's a tough one.
So, like, who would you call to help dispose of a dead body at 3 a.m.? You needed one person to help you.
Alan.
You think Alan?
I don't know if he'd help with the dead body, but I've called him so many times at 3 a.m. to help me with things.
So you just be like, hey, just come over, pick me up, come do it. And then you wouldn't tell him that it's disposing of a dead body. He's like, I need to do this.
I don't know if I don't know how he'd react to a dead body, but he's the guy I call. If I have a problem at 3 a.m., like if I'm stranded somewhere, if I need a ride because I'm drunk, or like my car breaks down.
Just kidding. No, I know.
Bruh.
I'd be so upset if you called me.
Alan's always been the one that I call super fucking late at night, and he always comes and helps. So I'd hope he fucking would have come help me with a dead body. If not, he's not a real fucking friend.
Dispose of a dead body. I'm assuming it's somebody that you just killed or they accidentally died, but you don't want anybody to find out.
Yeah. Who would you go?
I'm thinking of that right now. I don't know.
If it's not me, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, then who would be dispose of your body? He didn't let me dispose of a dead body with him hypothetically, so he killed himself.
So come help me with this dead body. Which is ironically the reason he killed himself.
Oh my god.
It's because I would call you over him.
I'm trying to think of a person who would be that chill. I mean, I want to say you, but like somebody that
Have I ever let you do?
Maybe either you or I was gonna say Landon. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Landon might be that guy to like help me out in a sticky situation. For sure, and that I wouldn't feel as guilty calling him. But like Tyler, who lives, a few houses down, I don't even think he would answer my call. Like he would just be so annoyed.
Yeah.
Let me go to some other ones real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I have to pee again, dude.
That's fucking ridiculous, son.
I love this shit bladder.
Go get a new one.
Well, okay, so. This one is, the question is, what's the creepiest / scariest / craziest thing to happen to you? I don't know why I had to like make it that ridiculous, but I just wanted to know. And I wish I would have worded it to happen to you or thing that you've done. I think it's the same thing, but like, what's the scariest, creepiest, or craziest thing that you've done as well? Because like, happening to you and then you doing are totally different. So like, I'd want to hear.
I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah, I want to hear you. And then we've also gotten a few of people responding.
Cool.
Oh, your mom last night, somebody said.
Whoa.
So, what's the craziest thing to happen to you? Your
so
mom.
they've responded to this. Okay.
So this is a question that this isn't a question somebody asked.
You asked.
This is a question that I asked the people. So I asked.
Are we going to go over their answers on here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've been doing with the other ones.
We've done that before?
What?
I don't think we've done that.
What do you mean?
We've asked for them to ask us questions. We haven't asked them questions.
Yeah, that's what. No, I haven't asked questions. I haven't asked people questions, which is why I wanted to kind of like switch it up and be like, all right, what do people got? I assumed people were gonna be dumb like that one.
Yeah.
Like,
so somebody said the craziest thing ever to do is my mom last night.
Yeah, because I was like, what's the creepiest?
But that means your mom, so not even my mom. So like,
what's the creepiest / scariest / craziest thing to ever happen to you? And.
Any funny responses besides the mom one?
Your mom last night.
Real original guy. Good job.
Another dude says, broken to an abandoned insane asylum.
Damn.
Should I be saying these people's usernames?
Probably not, depending how legal what they were doing was.
Right? Yeah, look them up. Book them. No, another dude says, I took acid and I was scared of my own farts. That's fucking hilarious.
That's fucking great.
Oh my god. They said got get by a bus, but I think they meant got hit by a bus. Then 2 minutes later, a car slammed into the bus and hit me again. Laughing emoji. That's actually, if that's real, which I feel like that'd be hard to make up. That's fucking hilarious. So this person got hit by a bus, somehow lived by getting hit by a bus. Then a couple minutes later, somebody slammed into that bus and the bus hit him again. Fucking brilliant. Fucking Tasha. Her response is ridiculous. She's like, ooh, this is an in-person question.
The fuck?
What does that mean? Ooh, this is an in-person question. Like, I need to ask her in person. Like,
yeah, she's like, she doesn't want to say this online. She wants to just tell you this in person.
Oh, well, I feel like one thing that she did that was crazy, that she did, it didn't happen to her.
Yeah.
Long story short, she fucking was 2 seconds away from... she was in an argument with her ex-boyfriend and was close to throwing a knife at him, but she stopped herself, and instead of throwing the knife at him, she stabbed herself in the thigh twice.
Twice.
In the middle of the fight that they were having, and she had to be rushed to the hospital, like, had her legs stitched up. It wasn't like a huge knife, but it was
That's
like...
a real power move.
That's funny, though. She's like, ah! Just stabbed herself, and like, because he just didn't want to stab her. She was going to throw it at him.
That's crazy.
Probably wouldn't have even hit him or did much. You know, if it, depending, like, I don't think it was a crazy knife.
Yeah.
But, sorry, Tish. Another person says, like 10, I got caught in a ripped current and almost drowned.
Like, I've got a story for this story.
That's pretty scary. Like, that's
that?
like,
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
That's legit fear. Like, when you're just a little kid and you get caught in a fucking riptide, you know.
Oh, God, that terrifies
fucking,
the fuck out of me.
Being terrible. Yeah. Fuck that.
That's the scariest way to die. That's the way I want to die the least.
Would you rather...
Well, actually, nerve endings die.
Okay, your nerve endings, and it'd be crazy. All right, take another shot.
Boiz.
For the boys.
And for the girls, and for the everything in between. We're all inclusive on this podcast.
Just for this one? No.
No,
because it is Halloween. Freaks.
Jesus Christ. That is not endorsed. I do not share that.
It's a joke.
Anyway, I have a fucking... One of the craziest things that ever happened to me, that I don't even realize it happened to me till years later.
You're raped.
By a clown?
Oh, yeah. No, go on, though.
That's why I cry every time I laugh. Just
shut the fuck up.
When I was young, I was in 3rd grade. We lived in this kind of shitty part of town.
You care if I pee in this bottle while you tell a story?
Go for it.
Okay.
That's going to be hard to aim, though. That's kind of a little hole.
Well, yeah,
and by that I mean
I have a little dick. So.
I was like 3rd grade, like 10 years old, and this dude lived across the street from us. Total dickhead. He was such a fucking asshole. Dude that white guy that would sit outside in his fucking wife beater, and he would sick his fucking chihuahua on me all the fucking time.
Sick his chihuahua?
Yeah, he would let his chihuahua outside, keep it on the leash, and then if he saw kids go by, he would fucking let it go and would come chase us and shit. He was a real fucking dick. And so my 10-year-old head was like, I have to get fucking back at this guy. This guy's a dick. He's 40. He's a grown-ass adult. And I was like, I have to get back at this guy. And he was super obsessed with his garden outside. He had a whole bunch of flowers and shit. And in his garage, he had, I forget what you call them, but it's like little ecosystems and fish tanks.
A terrarium.
Terrarium. He was super obsessed with his terrariums.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Because there's an aquarium and there's terrariums.
Yeah. So it's just a whole bunch of plants and fish tanks. And he left his garage open this one time. And me and this kid, Alex Little, not to name blast, I'm sorry, guy.
Called the cops.
We tore up all his flowers in his garden.
Oh, no.
And then we went and broke one of his fucking terrariums and shit.
And then he killed himself after this.
Yeah,
Nice.
He killed himself. No, even crazier.
What?
He flipped out. I remember he came outside and he was in his underwear and a wife beater and he was just fucking screaming. Whoever's fucking piece of shit kid did this, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you and your kid. I'm gonna piss on your fucking lawns. I'm gonna figure out who the fuck did this.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of your kid and you, and then I'm gonna pee on your lawn.
I'm gonna piss on everyone's lawn until somebody tells me who fucking did this. I'm gonna fucking be freaking out. Cops get called, obviously. So cops show up. They start talking to him. A few minutes later, K9 shows up. A few minutes later, SWAT shows up. And the whole neighborhood's fucking watching the shit go down. And I was scared shitless that they were there for me. I was freaking out. I was hiding behind my mom. Oh God, I can't tell anyone about this. If they find out, I'm gonna get in so much fucking trouble for
a blood pact between you and Alex.
Yeah. That this never fucking happened. I'm not gonna talk about this. And then the guy gets arrested and he brings out a whole bunch of fucking people. Turns out it was a fucking meth den.
And you just destroyed his meth den.
As a 10-year-old, I shut down a fucking meth den.
Fuck yeah. Wait, so that wasn't the meth den that you were breaking.
No, I broke his shit, but he got arrested.
And then they searched him, and he had a
because he threatened children.
Yeah.
So they arrested the guy and searched his house. Turns out it was a fucking meth den.
You ruined this guy's honest living. He's
trying
to feed his family.
I'm a fucking hero.
If that's what you call it.
I shut down a meth lab at 10.
Meth den.
Yeah, meth den. I don't know if it's a meth lab or meth den.
What's the difference?
They make the meth there, or it's a house where tons of people go to do meth.
A meth den is where they go to do meth. Yeah. And the meth lab,
it's like a
obviously
meth house.
They're making meth there.
I don't know which one it was, but the dude got arrested. They fucking moved out.
What's worse? I feel like meth lab's worse because
his son was like the quarterback for Cottonwood too.
What if you're a meth den / lab? You're supplying it and people are doing it.
I don't think there's a single meth lab where people aren't doing meth in it.
Breaking Bad, bro. That's a true story.
But no, dude. So I fucking shut down a meth lab when I was 10.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
So that's a crazy story.
When I was in 3rd grade, me and a bunch of friends scoured the fucking gutters for cigarette butts, and we all tried smoking cigarette butts in 3rd grade. And then after we did it, we all felt super guilty and swore to not tell anybody. And then I found out a few weeks later, one of the kids' older brothers who didn't smoke with us, but that was there, told on his little brother. Yeah. And then I was so paranoid for the rest of the year that their parents were going to tell my parents that I was a part of that group of trying to smoke cigarette butts in 3rd grade. And I still believed in Santa Claus at this time. So that they're going to tell fucking my parents, and somehow they're going to tell Santa, and then I'm not going to get presents, and there's just going to be this whole debacle. Or I thought Santa, because he sees everything, he knows
saw you.
that he's going to see me, and then I thought Santa was going to snitch on me, and so I was just paranoid throughout my whole 3rd grade year after I tried to smoke cigarette butts.
Do you want to hear the dumbest little guilt story I ever fucking had that I blamed on someone else?
Yes.
So my friend Joe made me a Facebook. I didn't have Facebook.
When was this?
I was 12 or 13.
Yeah, I think I was around 13,
I was 13.
13 or 14.
And my friend made me a Facebook for me. Because I didn't even have a computer in my fucking house. We didn't have internet. We were broke. So I went over to his house. We're making you a Facebook. Let's do it. This is a cool fucking thing. And I named it Pinto Bean because that was my nickname back then. Because it
was Pinto Bean in high school. I remember people calling you Pinto Bean.
There was one party where I made a whole bunch of jokes about it, and it caught on there too. Because I'm white, but I'm still a beaner.
Yeah.
Even though pinto beans are spotted technically.
Well, I mean, that does kind of look cancerous. You do have a mole on your face.
Yeah, I do. I have a couple.
It pisses me off. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to fucking cut it off. But no, I got this Facebook account and I had no fucking clue how Facebook worked at all. It was the first night I had it. I commented to a porn star that I watched, you're my favorite. And literally 10 minutes later, my mom was like, Kaden! And brings it there, what the fuck is this? Freaking out, and was it was Joe. He made it. I don't even have this on my phone. I don't know. He did this as a joke. And
I don't even think you could have Facebook on your phone when you're 13. That wasn't a thing. You had flip phones back then.
No, because I did it on my phone.
When you're 13?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no. I didn't do it on the fucking computer.
Facebook, dude.
But I did it on my shitty...
Smartphones weren't a thing when we were there.
It doesn't matter. You could still bring it up on a...
Really?
I had it wasn't it was a BlackBerry knockoff.
Okay. All right,
so it was a little nicer. It had kind of bigger screen and a keypad underneath. I
didn't know you could have it. I didn't know that was a thing.
It was so shitty. I remember how it worked, and it was so fucking bad. Mm-hmm. You had to click down, and it went each option, and you couldn't scroll anywhere. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a scroll on that phone. I had the circle the BlackBerry did.
I never had a BlackBerry.
Scroll around with
exactly
a fake mouse. Mm-hmm. And she freaked out, and I blamed it on Joe, and she's like, "You're not allowed to see Joe anymore." She was so fucking pissed.
Reminds me of a story when I was in elementary school.
Do we have any more? Finish your story. I'm sorry.
Are we going to ask any more questions?
We will finish your story.
I think we do have quite a few more.
We'll do a couple more.
We can go as long as we want, bro. There's no limit to our fucking podcast. I do want to not make them forever long, but anyway, with that story you just told,
yeah.
I started to watch fucking naked women on the internet at a young age. But even before that, I didn't watch videos. Mm-hmm. And there's only one computer, house computer, the family computer, dial-up even. Piece of shit, piece of computer, and I was just looking up like actresses' names, and then added naked at the end. Naked, there's a bunch, and I didn't. It was before I knew how to jerk off, or like so. It was before 5th grade. I was looking up.
That's crazy.
I remember the first time I used Google to look up tits. I remember who I was with. Pretty sure it was with Cage and my friend Tomas. We were in like 4th grade. I remember that kid. And he's like, "Did you know you could look up naked chicks on Google?" I'm like, "No fucking way, you're lying. No, there's not real." I swear to God. And then we just, and this sounds so cliche and fake. We typed in boobs, or you might have typed in naked boobs on Google Images. Bunch of titties everywhere. I'm like, oh. And this is on the family computer in the living room, just like, or like next to the living room. It's like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And then the next year, that's when my addiction started. But anyway, the story was I looked up a bunch of naked pictures of some actresses. My dad comes down, and I'm just watching probably like Family Guy or some dumb shit on TV. Comes into my room. So your mom was going through the history, and she saw what you're looking at, and he kind of like named some of the things that I was looking at, like what I looked at. I was like, oh no. And then he's like, well, all I have to say is, at least it wasn't gay porn, bud. And like, I don't know if that's him like being like glad that he didn't have a gay first son. Yeah. Because my youngest brother is gay. But he's just like, oh, I'm just glad it wasn't gay porn. And that sounds so fake and cliche. Like that's like what a dad would say. Like, your mother's freaking out. You were watching porn. You're looking up naked chicks upstairs in the family computer. But all I gotta say is, bud, glad it wasn't gay porn. That's so funny. And then he let me off the hook. I'm like, oof.
That's a good dad. I wish I knew what that was like. No,
yeah, I could
do you want to know
something
fucked up?
Dad.
Ooh. Do you want to know something fucked up I looked up when I was a kid? I went over to that same friend Alex's house because I didn't have a computer. He did, and we were like trying to look up, porn. And we were like 11. Like maybe I was 11. He was a year younger than I was. And we looked up, like, maybe I was 12. I couldn't have been 12. I had to have been 10, like 11 or 10. And we looked up like 10-year-old girls nude.
Oh my God. But that justifies it. It's so fucked up. But you're a child.
It's like that's who I had crushes on girls that were my age. I didn't have crushes on like way older girls.
No, I definitely was into watching like full grown women getting fucking nasty. I was watching nasty. My first porn sites that I was watching was with this thing called Reality Kings, or like We Live Together. When We Live Together was a thing, like a spinoff of Reality Kings. It was just strictly lesbian porn. Yeah. And that was the first thing I would jerk into.
The first time I saw porn?
What?
I was 5, and I found my brother's Playboy. No, Hustler, maybe. No, it was Playboy, I think. I don't remember. It wasn't too graphic. But I found it, and like my mom caught me looking at... I think my sister caught me looking at my brother's porno mag.
Yeah, there's a lot of looking involved because you know what to do. You don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't, like... Yeah, I was just looking and like mesmerized by like these things. And I remember like... I got in a lot of trouble at daycare because I started like recreating the scenes with Barbies, and I'd take off their clothes and like jam them together.
Yeah, so in first grade, I drew a picture. What I was trying to depict of a man mooning people.
I sold a picture I drew of a vagina because I was the only kid in the class that had seen a vagina in the first grade. So I drew a kid a picture of what a vagina looked like, and I fucking made him pay me like $3.
Oh my God, hustler, bro! That's pretty fucking funny. Same thing. Me when I was in 5th grade, me and my buddy who was in 6th grade, he's like, yeah, I know where my older brother's fucking porn stash is. Grabbed his porn mag, and I remember looking through it, and I was kind of grossed out. I was like, ugh, too much bush.
I have so many stories about that, man. Of like having I knew where my brother's porn stash was in this fucking JanSport black and tan backpack, just filled with porn DVDs and Hustlers. Man, that was amazing. I lived off of that as a kid. I remember this one time my sister was going on a camping trip, and so I was gonna okay, I'm gonna watch like movies in her room because I can get away with it. And I stole my brother's porn DVDs, and I went to her room and I put them on, and I was watching them, and then I hear like on the window like duh 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 duh, and it was my sister. It's like, Caden, let me in. Lo and behold, she didn't go on a fucking camping trip. She went over and drank at the fucking neighbor's house
and sucked his dick, probably.
Probably.
Because I remember hearing she was notorious for sucking the neighbor's cocks.
Yeah, so she was like banging on the door to let her in and shit, and like I was like, oh fuck, and like pressing the DVD eject button a million times and getting the DVD, throwing into the backpack, like opened the door and like went in the hallway, and my mom was right there, and she's like, like half asleep, like, what the fuck's going on? And I just said, I'm sorry. And I ran into my room with the porn. And I went in bed thinking, like, my mom just caught me with a bag of porn. Like,
a bag of full
so
bag of
fucked.
porn.
She has no idea that happened. She was half awake, not knowing what the fuck was going on. She had no idea that, like, I was just carrying porno in this fucking backpack.
Oh my god. Do you want to stick on the porn subject or should we move on?
No, let's change it. We seem creepy now. Let's ask some more Halloween questions.
Another question.
Yeah.
What was the craziest thing, scariest, or creepiest thing to happen to you?
I guess my story wasn't creepy. I don't know any creepy stories.
No, it's funny. Like that, things go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Anyway, this person says, it's Colby, by the way. I just say it's Colby. He's our friend. He's
been on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Colby.
Yeah.
Woke up unable to move and saw the shape of a woman crawl across my floor at my grandma's.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds like a number one case of sleep paralysis.
I have that shit.
So, no, I have it way chronic. I have chronic sleep paralysis. Lately, it's been under control. I think it goes through phases if I have like a ton of anxiety or if I haven't been sleeping well. Just certain things can trigger it. And sometimes I have it multiple times a night. I usually don't have it where, there's that demon in the corner of your room.
Yeah, I've never seen anything.
I have seen things, and it's fucking creepy. A lot of times I've seen things, and it doesn't creep me out. It's just the fact that I have sleep paralysis creeps me out in general. But there's been one time where I was genuinely shooken up.
Yeah.
That when I woke up, I was so afraid to go back to sleep because I felt like such a dark entity push on my body. It felt like it was vibrant, like buzzing above me, just pushing on my chest, just like paralyzing me. And it just was it felt like a dark cloud above me, just like it felt like it was the most evil feeling ever.
Yeah.
And usually when I have sleep paralysis, it's nothing. It's just I'm awake
and
I can't move. Great.
That's how most of mine is.
And I'm like, all right, time to wiggle my toes, time to try to get out of this. Okay, I'm good. Sometimes I've had it where I think my brother walks in my room or my dog, or I've had it where I think the door handle's jiggling a bunch and I can't wake up. And then I wake up and open my bedroom door. Nobody's there. Nobody was ever there. I just thought that was happening.
Yeah.
Little simple shit like that. But there's been a couple times, maybe just once, where it was like such a dark, evil entity where I moved and I came out of it and it was almost instantaneous, just buzzing.
Yeah, I've had that too a couple of times where so I'm facing, my bed's against the wall, and I'm facing the wall, and I start having sleep paralysis, but I feel like somebody's, on the other side of my bed just standing, looking at me. Mm-hmm. And I've had that, and it, in my head, it's that same dark figure that was in the TV. That thing haunted me. That thing gave me night terrors for a long time, where there was, times where I was, awake for, hours and sleep before I figured out this. I was this is right after that shit. I think that might have started my sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Right after that happened. So
sleep paralysis
10.
can be caused by anxiety and stress.
So I was 10, and that's when I started getting sleep paralysis, and it was always something just standing over me. But then my sleep paralysis stopping that, and I haven't really imagined anything in years, but it used to be, so I used to have sleep paralysis, and then I would have dreams in my, I would have sleep paralysis, wake up, and then I'd fall back asleep. And I remember one that was really vivid was I was sleeping on my back, which I rarely ever do.
Yeah, it's always on your back, what I've heard.
And I was sleeping
on your back.
Yeah, I was sleeping on my back, got sleep paralysis, and then I had a dream that I was in a bathtub under the water, submerged, and I couldn't move. Same as sleep paralysis. So my eyes are open, I can't move, I'm just under the water drowning.
Fuck.
It was so fucking freaky. And then I had another sleep paralysis where I was on my couch. I had fallen asleep on my couch, facing the wall and the back of the couch, and then behind me is the floor. And my sleep paralysis set in, and I was just kind of awake, and then I fell back to sleep.
I can never. By the way, I can never go back to sleep after I have sleep paralysis.
That's the scariest thing to me. Is that I try to wake myself up from sleep paralysis. So
I go until I wake up. It might take a while. I cannot go back to sleep.
And then I stop falling asleep, and that's when the creepy shit starts happening. So my goal is to move, try.
Yeah,
to move.
you have to sit and try to move. What I do
is
is
flip over, and then if I flip over and then just jump up really fast, then I can get out of it.
So
I learned how to do that.
Yeah, no.
And
what
I
I
stopped
focus
having it
if you ever have it again, if you can think about it, sorry to cut off your story.
Yeah.
What I found that was simple, two things. once you realize you're having sleep paralysis and nothing creepy is happening, it's just you and you're awake. And you're, because usually my eyes are closed. Or I
That's
don't see
like happened 95% of the times. Like all the stories I told you, it's literally like maybe 5 or 6 times something creepy.
Nine times out of 10, nothing creepy happens during my sleep paralysis, or nothing scary. I've had creepy sleep paralysis, but it wasn't scary.
Well, sleep paralysis is kind of creepy. The feeling of not.
But I mean, like, okay, one that was creepy that wasn't scary was I had a sleep paralysis where I literally felt like a fucking random person that I didn't know was rubbing their beard in my face, and I was on a cruise ship. So I was just like. I literally thought that was happening to me, and I was freaking out. And I even had it in high school. And one time in high school, in Miss Morris's class during the movie, I had it, and I had it, and I thought one of my classmates was pushing on the back of my body, so I fell asleep, with my head down, and I thought somebody
woke up, and then you beat the shit out of the person behind you.
No. But I thought somebody was pushing my head down, and I was like struggling in my mind. I was like, fuck, what's happening? And I was in my head, I was like, oh, and I knew I was having sleep paralysis. I know it's happening, and I knew nobody was really pushing me down, but I could feel it, like it felt like it was. And when I woke up, I was like, gasp, shot up. Everyone's just quietly watching a movie. Nobody's behind me. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
As I was saying with that other one, I was on the couch, and I fell back asleep and started having like a really vivid dream where I'm just on my couch again, but behind me is like nothing. And if I roll off this couch, I'm going to fall into that nothing. And it was so fucking scary.
That is creepy.
But yeah, most of my sleep paralysis, I haven't even had it since high school.
Really, man, you're lucky. I've had it so often.
I'm so grateful. Every time I talk about it, I'm so scared I'm going to have it again.
I know, right? Well, sometimes when I'm trying to go to bed, I think about, I'm like, I really hope I don't have sleep paralysis. Fuck, now I'm going to have it.
I haven't had it in like 5 or 6 years.
You're lucky,
I learned how to get out of it really quickly.
Oh, me too. What I said, what I was trying to say, which I actually never got to just a second ago, is the way to get out of it is to focus on your breathing and wiggle your toes. So you're not freaking out. I found this out on my own because it's like you're not freaking out trying to move your whole body. You calm down. The breathing helps you calm down.
What? We'll be in like 10 minutes probably.
So you focus on your breathing, helps you calm down. And then you want to wiggle out of your sleep paralysis, but you don't want to try to move all your body parts at once. So I focus on moving my toes and I'm like, okay, I can feel my toes. I can move my toes, or I think I'm moving my toes. Yeah. I just focus on that as much as I can, and then finally you can.
My way's opposite, but my way's also really hard. It takes me a long time to get out of it, but mine is to roll over. So I try to move my body side to side until I can and I'm kind of awake. So part of me I naturally sleep on my stomach, so I think it's like an inclination to flip over. Mm-hmm. So if I flip over, the second I flip over, I push up my arms and I get up, and I have to get out of bed.
Yeah,
because I've had it to where if I flip over and then I don't move fast enough, I'll get back into the sleep paralysis, and then I'll be on my back. And then I've had creepy shit. The last time something creepy happened to me, I was living in the upstairs room in this house, and I flipped over. And then I got stuck, and I didn't push up fast enough, and I got stuck on my stomach. And I in my my sleep paralysis, I was 100% certain there were spiders starting to crawl up the bed and crawl up the fucking walls and shit, and I could hear them and feel them on my legs and shit. And that was the last time I had.
That's the worst when you can feel like you feel it, like that dude with the beard in my face. You feel like you can feel it.
That's some creepy shit. But I haven't had it since I was up in that upstairs room. In 5 years, I haven't had it, so thank God. But
the first time I had it, I
honestly think it's because I don't sleep on my back anymore. Yeah, which is bad. You should sleep on your back.
And I would hear stories, and I actually would I've been doing it not as much recently, but within the past year or two, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna sleep on my back, and I almost sleep like I'm dead with my hands crossed over my shoulders. I sleep on my back like I'm in a coffin. Bring it on, bitches.
Have you ever lucid dreamed?
Yes,
I had it, and I want to.
You haven't? Oh my God! Sometimes. This is what I think I've talked about on the podcast before. My buddy Xavier said, if you feel like you're kind of starting to lucid dream, you're in a dream, but you're not sure, and me telling you this, you're going to remember it. Because when he told me this, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to remember it. It's like the top thing in you know what I'm talking about with Leonardo DiCaprio. He said, look at your hands or try to look at a clock or one or the other. And once you do that, for some reason, that'll trigger you to be like, okay, I'm in a dream, and you'll be dreaming, but you'll be conscious in your dream, and then you try to start doing crazy shit, and that's happened to me loads of times.
Yeah,
And honestly, it's the most euphoric, coolest feeling because you're like, I'm going to start. The thing I go for is either try to run up the walls, climb the walls, or try to fly. Because I've been obsessed with being a superhero. So like,
that's my goal, dude.
And like,
is to fly and fuck. That's why I want to lucid dream.
Right. And and if I'm on, and I hate when I'm dreaming and I'm on top of a building and I want to jump off. Not to kill myself, but to try to fly or to do something crazy. And then in my dream, I'm too scared. Yeah. But once you know that it's a dream, you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. And then you start flying and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. But then you snap out of it pretty quickly. It's such a cool feeling. I've had
very mild, to where I realize I'm dreaming, but it always knocks myself out of it. I have a friend that I used to work with.
I don't ever purposely do it, though.
Super, they practice it. It's their goal to do it.
Yeah,
so
they
I've heard books on it. No.
I've heard if you do that, though, then you're going to lucid dream more often. And it's or something weird will happen to where, you... I don't know, only lucid dream? I've heard something weird about it.
You have to, train yourself to be good at it. Mm-hmm. And then you can do it if you want to. The methods I've heard, because I've researched it myself personally, and it's how you go to sleep. One of the things is you set an alarm
to go to sleep.
So you sleep, and then you wake up in the middle of the night, you stop your alarm, and then you lay on your back and just try to lucid dream. Okay. There's a whole bunch of different methods to do it, and I've never had any success at it. But.
And it's also good if you're having a scary dream. I can talk myself out of, if I'm having a scary dream, I'm like, oh, this is a dream. Wake up. Get out of this dream. This is not real. This wake, and then you wake up and you're like, okay, thank God. Yeah. I'm out of that.
Do we have any other scary questions? Because I think we should be done with reading people's responses. Sorry, everyone.
No, you're good.
Do we have any other Halloween stuff? I want to hit some Halloween stuff before we end this.
So the last question that another one I asked people, what's your favorite scary movie?
Ooh, yeah.
And we got a bunch of responses on that.
Let's go through some of these pretty quick.
We just go through those, because they shouldn't elaborate. We just go through people's.
Just be quicks. Yeah.
So I'll go through the bottom up first responses, and I'll just keep going through responses.
Well, let's just read them and we'll talk about maybe what we think about them.
Probably. So first guy, probably Evil Dead or Nightmare on Elm Street.
Evil Dead's cool, but
never seen any of them.
It's cool, but I like Evil Dead 2 more.
And I have Evil Dead on tape. I've never seen it.
Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are such weird movies because Evil Dead.
Is it a zombie movie?
No.
What is it? I've never seen it.
It's I guess it's demons and possession. They've expanded on it throughout the years about what it is, but the first two don't really tell you what it is too much. I guess the second one does, but it's just a whole bunch of people go to a cabin. They find this book called the Necronomicon, which is a real book in real life, I guess. But it's a demonology book. We're hitting 1:30 almost.
No, we're good.
It's a demonology book, and they read it, and then this spirit comes and flies to the room and possesses some of them, and they end up all dying. But it's such a weird movie because the first one all happens with this dude named Sam, played by why can't I remember his name? He's Sam Raimi made him, the guy who made the Spider-Mans.
Okay.
And he put him in the other Spider-Mans. He put him in Spider-Man because he loves him so fucking much. They're really good friends. And I'm so fucking pissed I can't remember his name. I'm going to look it up. So, they do that whole movie. I don't want to spoil it too much, but the whole movie ends. Sam's alive at the end of it. And then the second movie is basically a remake of the first movie where none of the first movie happens. Oh, okay. And it's him and his girlfriend going up to a cabin they don't own. In the first one, it's their cabin, and they go up with a group of friends. And then the second one's them going up to the same cabin in the same woods, but it's only him and his girlfriend, and it's not their cabin, and they've never
Is
been
it meant
there
to be a
before.
sequel? Or is it just
it's called
remake?
Evil Dead 2.
Oh,
it's so weird why they did that.
That is weird.
And then the second one gets so weirder. I like the second one more.
Okay.
I don't even care about the first one. The first one's a generic horror movie that ends kind of... The second one...
A lot of horror movies end so dumb. That's why I don't like them as much.
It ends good. It ends fine for a horror movie.
But then the second one... really quick.
Again?
Dude, I need a pee so bad.
That's 3 bottles.
I know. Give me a break. It's part of
I'm going to look up this guy's name because it's bugging me.
Right in front of you, dude.
That's fine. It's not the first time.
Look at it.
I'm looking at it.
Oh, God.
Don't miss. Motherfucker! All on my floor. Bruce Campbell. God, that was bugging me. And his name's not... What did I say his name was?
Hold on. I don't know.
You can fill this one up a little bit more.
Give me a fresh...
I don't even remember what I said his name was, but it was... His name in the shows is Bruce. I mean, is Ash. I don't know what I said his name was in that, but
It definitely
Bruce
wasn't
Campbell.
Ash.
Yeah, it wasn't Ash. I'm getting pretty drunk now, but Bruce Campbell plays Ash in them, and he's in both the movies, but it's like the same movie, but like changed a little bit. It's so weird how they did it. But they're definitely fun, dumb, campy movies. They're over the top. Like he gets a chainsaw for a hand in it. It's ridiculous.
Right.
They made a TV show just like the last couple of years called Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember hearing about that. That's why I was.
And it's a really good show, and they've gone full-fledged in the like meta of the show. Like it's so good, but that's a good choice. What's some other ones?
Oh, we have a decent amount.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
this,
get
is
at 'em.
this is how many we got. I mean, I'm glad I actually asked that because now I kind of want to go and watch these. Because like I've said a million times this podcast, I've never been a fan of scary movies.
Yeah, let's hear some of the other ones.
Paranormal Activity, seen parts of that. That's the one that
one's
I
good.
hate. Paranormal shit. That's why when I was growing up, never watched Paranormal Activities.
I can't believe how long that series went on, but like,
were they good? Were they actually good? I feel like it's almost good. I feel like it's almost cheesy now. If I were to watch it,
it probably is now. I watched the very first one in theaters.
And were you freaked out? Because back then it was like the scariest shit you could watch.
I was like 13, and I went into the theaters and watched it. And I went with that same friend Joe and his dad. And his dad was a Vietnam vet. And I remember he like didn't sit with us for some fucking weird reason. No, he didn't sit with us for some weird reason. And he like sat fucking crossed arm behind us in the row. For what? I don't know why he decided to sit behind us, but he did. And he like didn't flinch at all during the movie. And me and my friend Joe got scared shitless. It's a good movie. I don't think Paranormal Activities 2 is good, but as it kind of like expand on it. It's cool because it's one story.
So it continues on.
Like it goes back. So the first one's about a couple that get like possessed because the wife's family has dealt with this shit for a long time, but she didn't tell the husband. And the second one is a prequel to that of how the sister, like the curse jumped to the sister. It's really cool. The first two were good. I haven't seen any of the other ones. But I remember we watched that one in theaters, and then we left, and his fucking dad, my friend Joe's dad, we were leaving the theater, and we were like talking about like, weren't you scared? Like it's about demons and the devil, and we like somehow got on the topic of God because I was an atheist. I've always been an atheist. Mm-hmm. So we talked about that. And I was like, yeah, I don't believe in the devil. Like, that didn't scare me that much because, like, the devil's not fucking real. Like, demons aren't real. God's not real. And it was like, well, yeah, that shit doesn't fucking, like, scare me. I know me and God are, like, on good terms because, like, I just know it from Vietnam.
Because I killed all those fucking...
Yeah, he's, like, literally, like, like in Vietnam, like, I killed a whole bunch of people, but me and God are on good terms.
Oh, my God.
It's so weird.
That's funny.
Like, I've seen way more fucked up shit than that. Like,
right? You could
God owes me for that.
Oh my Jesus Christ. Another dude.
They're good.
Another guy, he said, "Hey, Midsummer."
Oh, that's a new one that just came out.
Yeah.
From the,
dude, I wanted to see it so bad. Did you see it?
I haven't.
I wanted to see it so bad. And from everybody that I heard saw it, my mother and a few of my friends, they said it was fucking cool.
It's from the same guy that did, Hold Up.
They said it was the craziest movie they've ever seen. That's my friend Landon literally said the trippiest, craziest movie he's ever seen. I want to fucking see it.
Hold up. I want to look this up because I don't want to be wrong.
Well,
there's a director's cut, I guess.
We need to see that, dude. Because that looked so fucking good. Like, I love culty shit. I watched this other culty movie.
He made Heritage, which was another supposedly really great horror movie.
I heard that was like I heard that was one of the scariest movies. My friend Chase, my roommate Chase, he was like, "That's the one where the weird little girl." Mm-hmm. He's like, "Yeah, I will never watch that movie ever again."
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those, and I want to super bad because I've heard they're both super good. But yeah, I can't really speak too much on those two because I haven't seen them. But
there's this stunt crew from England. They're called the Faggot Video. I don't know. I tried to say it. I'm not usually saying people's usernames.
But that's fun.
But
what did they say?
Well, the reason why I want to say they're from the UK is because they said the Babadook, which is UK, right?
Fun.
I've seen the Babadook. Isn't it? Is it not?
I don't think it is.
Maybe is it not? Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know.
I'm an idiot then. Well, I saw the Babadook. I liked it. It was a weird movie, and it makes me hate kids even more. That like screaming dumbass kid.
It was good because I think I don't know. I don't want to like dive too deep into like.
I've only seen it once.
I'm a real big film geek, so I think it just like it really handled the way like depression. The movie's about depression.
The mother.
The mother's super depressed and can't like take care of her kid properly because she's like depressed and like being a neglectful parent. And the Babadook like it's weird because I don't know if the Babadook was real or if the Babadook was her depression. At the end, it's like I'm not gonna spoil it, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But like, it's so fucking. It's such like a introspective.
It was like in the
movie.
Basement.
Well, yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but it's definitely really good. And if you look at what that monster means on a different level, you know he's a fucking gay icon now.
No, I did not know that.
The Babadook, the monster in that movie. No, the Babadook.
The Babadook.
You can get this, dick.
The Babadook.
He's a fucking gay icon for some reason, by accident.
Why?
Because I think it started as a meme of if you looked up LGBT movies on Netflix, for some reason the Babadook came up. So like Tumblr took it and like said that the Babadook is a gay icon, and now like people have dressed up as him. But like instead of being black and white, he's like rainbow. It's fucking. God. I think it's hilarious.
That is good.
What's some other ones?
My buddy Chase said, "Don't look under the bed" on Disney Channel.
I've never even heard of that.
I've heard of it. I don't
remember Halloween Town.
Yeah,
that shit was fucking dope.
Halloween Town and Hocus Pocus are the two that I remember watching a lot. So those were ones I watched a lot as a kid at my grandmother's house. For some reason
they were my
like
sister's favorite.
Yeah, those are like wholesome Halloween like Town. Disney Channel fucking like.
I loved Halloween Town.
Damon says Creep Show.
Never seen it.
Never seen Creep Show either.
Neither
Sorry,
bud. Stephen. I almost said Stephen Career. Stephen King wrote that.
I thought to say Stephen Curry, and I don't know who that is.
Stephen Curry isn't he a basketball player?
Yeah. How did you know? Steph. Yeah.
Steph Curry. Yeah. Stephen King wrote that, I think.
Wow. Well, I've never seen it. I'm assuming it's on Netflix. I thought I remember him.
I don't think it
is.
is.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
House of Wax. Another person said.
I've never seen it.
House of.
It's like a really gory. I think it might be like Rob Zombie.
I remember.
It's like a really gory one.
Growing up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Another person. Salem's Lot.
Oh.
And then she said, "This is Tasha. Salem's Lot or The Ring are her two favorite."
Salem's Lot. I tried to read.
Never even heard of that.
It's a Stephen King book.
I know you're a huge Stephen King fan.
I'm a huge.
I just saw your bookshelf earlier today, and it was fucking
full of Stephen King.
10 Stephen King books in a row.
I was obsessed with scary shit as a kid, so I read lots of Stephen King. Salem Lot's actually one I just bought it recently, and I started reading it, and I didn't finish it. Have you ever watched Castle Rock?
No, I have not.
So fucking good. The first season's crazy good.
What is it about? I mean, I don't care for spoilers. We go for it.
Yeah, I won't spoil it. But Castle Rock is like an anthology TV show on Hulu. So like each season's different.
Okay.
So it's its own separate story, but it's not a Stephen King book, but it says it's like based on Stephen King characters and locations. Because Castle Rock is a place Stephen King has written a lot of stories about. And they use some characters from the universe in it. So the first season of Castle Rock, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I can't really not spoil some of it without explaining it. The first season's about, do you know The Shawshank Redemption?
Yes, I love that movie.
So the Shawshank prison is in Castle Rock.
Okay.
So the whole first season's about the warden of Shawshank kills himself.
Okay. After he escapes, he's like, "Oh no."
No,
just kidding.
No, this is, I think it's a different one.
The same.
I don't think it's the same.
Kills himself after fucking homeboy escapes.
This is speaking of that, we'll get back to that. But so the first season's about the warden kills himself, and so they have to kind of find a new warden, and then somebody finds. See, I don't even want to say that much because it kind of spoils it. But they basically, I'll just say it because fuck it. They find a kid, like a teenager, adult, you don't know how old he is, but they find out that this warden was holding a dude prisoner in like the basement of this prison. And they like, this lawyer goes and represents like prisoners and ends up hearing about the story and goes to represent this kid that this warden was just holding prisoner in this fucking basement and tries to figure out why he was holding him prisoner. And it's just so fucking creepy. And you don't know why he was holding him in here. And it's all loosely based around Stephen King stuff. Like, some of the characters appear in Stephen King stuff. Like, Cujo's referenced a lot in it. And it's, like, loosely based around, like, Stephen King characters. One of the characters in it is played by Bill Skarsgård, who played Pennywise. Oh. He's in it, and he's fucking amazing in it. The chick who played the original Carrie is in it and plays the lawyer's mother. So good. Hands down, one of the best TV shows I've ever fucking watched. The first season was fucking amazing.
Castle Rock you're talking about?
Yeah. The second season just came out, and it's actually got the dude from the original Shawshank, the prisoner that escapes, is in that now.
What is the actor's name?
I don't remember, because nobody gives a fuck about him. But he's in this, and he's killing it so far in it. This season deals with Salem's Lot a little bit, though.
Okay.
It's super fucking good. Give it a watch.
And she said, or The Ring.
Never seen it.
Never seen that either. Next guy.
It's one of the classic for like our generation's horror movies, though.
The Ring.
Yeah.
Next dude says 28 Days Later.
So fucking good.
Never seen it.
So scary. That movie scares the fuck out of me.
What is that one?
It's like, it's a zombie movie. But it's like, so 28 Days Later is about a dude who wakes up from a coma. And when he wakes up, the world's gone to shit and zombies are everywhere.
Does he wake up in a hospital?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that.
And it's got...
that's like a thing that happens in a lot of scary movies.
Yeah,
where
he wakes up from a coma and like... It's made by this dude, Danny Boyle, who's such a goddamn good director. He's made some of my favorite fucking movies. He made Trainspotting.
Oh, yeah, I love Trainspotting.
And he just did this horror movie out of fucking nowhere. And it's some of the scariest zombies. It's not fucking slow-ass... zombies like creeping around and you can walk away from them and like get away. They're fucking fast and they chase you and they're like animals. It's so fucking scary.
Which is, I feel like maybe more like
it's definitely worth
zombies would be like a parasite.
I don't know. We're Americans, so like we're pretty fat. I don't think we can move very fast even if we were zombies. But
so there's two more responses that we've had. This next person says, kind of a scary movie, The Village. Never seen The Village.
I love The Village. It's so fucking underrated.
Never seen it.
A lot of people like to hate on M. Night Shyamalan.
So I like a lot of M. Night stuff, but he can fuck up a lot of shit too.
He fucks up a lot of movies.
But I love his twist endings. Obviously, Sixth Sense.
Yeah. Which was his like masterpiece.
Yeah.
Which I think is why a lot of people like loved the twists, and then he like kept going with that, and then like The Happening. I feel like he ham-forced that twist in so fucking bad that it was just a stupid movie. Mm-hmm. I've actually, I don't like a lot of his movies, but the movies he gets right are so fucking good.
So The Village, what's that one?
The Village is about... so it's set in this community back in, like, the 1800s, where, like, you don't totally understand what's happening, but there's, like, these monsters that live in the woods. And they have to kind of watch out for them. And it's this community of, like, people in the 1800s that, like, seclude themselves because the surrounding woods are filled with these creepy-ass monsters. It's so fucking good. It's one of my favorite Joaquin Phoenix movies ever. He's so fucking good in that movie.
How old is this movie?
Probably 2005.
Oh, shit.
It's old.
Fuck.
It's so fucking good.
I want to see this.
It's so creepy and atmospheric. It's a perfect Halloween movie. I actually might watch that in the next couple of days. I think I own it.
Dude, I want to see that.
It's so fucking good. It's underrated.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
And the last one from Colby says, from the last few years, The Witch.
Oh my god.
No jump, and then he continues, no jump scares, but super creepy and atmospheric.
That
and
movie
you
is
told me to watch
so
The Witch,
it's
and
on...
I watched it too. I really
you watched it?
Yeah, I did watch it.
It's so good,
and I loved it. And somehow I actually had subtitles on. No, I didn't. I think I turned subtitles on because like the way they talk, it was so hard to understand what they were saying.
It's really hard to understand. I had to turn on subtitles for that movie too.
It was just very eerie.
Well, it's because the director of that.
And I loved dude, the ending was so creepy.
It's so good. I don't want to spoil it, but it's such a good movie. And if you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu right now.
Definitely watch it. And make sure you put subtitles on.
That director's so fucking detailed. He's like a historian with how deep he went. All of the dialogue in that movie,
the way they talk
is taken specifically from like court hearings from witch trials.
Oh no
and
way.
Like personal diaries. So he read a whole bunch of fucking history about this shit and learned what Protestants from that time talked like and like found what they said and how they said it, and that's how he made the script. He was so detail-oriented about being specific about what was happening at this time. He just made a new movie with William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson called The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I've heard about it's out now.
His movie, yeah.
Is that one? Have you seen it?
I haven't.
I've been hearing a few friends wanting to go see it.
He's one of my favorite directors.
Do you think it would be sick?
I bet, dude. It looks super fucking good. And I know he's gonna make a Nosferatu remake.
We should see The Lighthouse soon.
Let's go see it.
I've heard a lot about it.
I feel like this ended kind of lacklusterly, but
well, I'm gonna check and see if any more questions have come through. Yeah, see, we have had a couple more. Dude,
we're kind of reaching a point though.
Colby he's asked a bunch of questions. Do you want to go through any of?
I gotta
do you want to be? Yeah, do you want to take a pause or want me to read these?
I don't know. We're at 1:45 right now.
Should we just stick it at 2 hours and then say cut it?
If the third time I've been
if we go to it, I mean, though some of these questions are good though.
All right. Let me take a piss.
Are we still going? Okay. So Colby again, he asked a bunch more questions. Has Kyler? Okay, have I had any good horror movie VHS finds? Yeah, I've had a few. The only one that I can think of right now is Evil Dead. I'm not actually out to try to find scary movies. I'm not really like a horror movie guy. Yeah, so I don't know if I really could know if I have any good finds. I'd have to go through my catalog. Sometimes I just see, I know that's a good horror movie, and then I grab it. But another one by Colby. Have you ever thought of doing any public scare pranks? Oh, Caden's back. So Colby just asked me if I have any good horror movies on VHS or any good finds of horror movies on VHS, and I found a few. I know I have Evil Dead, but I don't really go out of my way to find those. He said, have you ever thought about doing any public scare prank videos? Not really, no. What's the last movie that gave you nightmares? What's the last nightmare you had in general?
Dude, I can tell you, I don't dream a lot anymore. Look, I don't really have dreams all that often anymore. My last nightmare, fuck.
I mean, I have nightmares. I
can't remember the last nightmare I
have plenty of scary nightmares. Where I wake up, thank God that wasn't real type of deal. Where I had one really bad nightmare. I was going through a drinking bender, and I was just having the shittiest dreams. And one of them was that my whole family was getting ambushed and murdered, burnt alive, and it was just fucking creepy.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound that bad, but it's just when it felt so real.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember the last fucking nightmare I had. That's so weird.
I don't remember I don't remember movies in general giving me nightmares. I'm sure they do. I just can't think of one right now that specifically triggered a nightmare. Yeah,
The Babadook fucked with me for a while after I watched that.
No, I remember what used to trigger nightmares for me. It wasn't even a scary movie. It was Full Metal Jacket.
Really?
Brotherhood. The for some reason.
No, wait. No.
Full Metal Jacket, the anime.
No.
Not Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Well, I was just saying Jacket. Full Metal Jacket. I actually watched the thing about Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket is the Marine movie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The Stanley Kubrick.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Sorry. Pardon. Fucking.
Really? That
Full
gave
Metal
you
Alchemist.
nightmares?
Yeah, dude, it kept me up. It gave me actual nightmares. Like it just it was unsettling. A lot of that.
It was definitely creepy for sure.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
for me.
what the fuck's the last movie that gave me nightmares? I know The Babadook fucked with me. The Green Room fucked with me pretty hardcore.
I love that nightmares. I love that movie, but it didn't fuck with me.
I had some like graphic nightmares. Just that scene where his arm, like he reaches his arm out the door and it gets cut up. Yeah. And how like realistic that seems. That gave me nightmares. Just like of violence and like me being cut up like that. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a scary movie, but it was like it's a freaky movie. Yeah. It's just really violent.
I mean, I constantly have random fucked up nightmares or like dreams of me like yanking my own teeth out and just like fucked up shit. Like
I can't remember the last nightmare I had. It's been a while, thank God. But
the last one that Colby asked, because he was going off, he said, "If you guys had the chance to sell your soul to make your dreams come true, would you?" 1, 2, 3.
I already have.
Oh, I already have. Well,
I mean, if it's real, I've definitely.
You've tried to sell your soul
when I was a kid. So many times. To the point where I was like, I would say like, hey, if anybody's out there, like, I will sell my soul for blank, knowing that I had already said that 3 months ago.
Oh my God.
So if it's true, where the fuck are the results? 1, 2, my soul's fucking gone.
I mean, I guess, yeah, like,
I think it's
many times. I think it's because like I don't believe in like souls and that kind of thing. Yeah. So like selling your soul to like
I've been really obsessed with
live life on Earth to make it more tolerable and fun and like what I want to do. Then fuck yeah. But like if hypothetically you have a soul and you have an eternal life, and if you sell your soul, you're living in hell forever. Yeah. Then I don't know. It's a bit sketchy.
Well, when I was a kid, I was really obsessed with Robert Johnson. Do you know who Robert Johnson is?
No.
Robert Johnson is a very famous blues guitarist.
Okay.
And there's kind of this folk legend around him that, like, he was this shitty, subpar... It's so ridiculous how many bottles you've pissed in this episode. It's crazy. There's this weird folklore about him that it was a mediocre, kind of shitty guitar player. And then he disappeared from Mississippi for a while. Mm-hmm. Just was gone. Came back and was this fucking amazing blues guitar player. One of the best guitarists of all time. He was doing shit on a guitar nobody's ever fucking seen. And he wrote a couple of songs about the crossroads.
Yeah.
Which is this famous point in Mississippi where these two roads cross each other. And that is where you can sell your soul to the devil. And he has like songs about like me and the devil. And he just like wrote all these crazy songs about like how he sold his soul at the crossroads to the devil to play guitar better than anyone.
I think honestly,
and after I heard that, I got super fucking obsessed with like selling my soul, and I sold my soul for so many fucking things.
Yeah, I think at this point in my life, I could honestly, at this exact moment in life, if that were to be an option, to sell my soul to make your dreams come true. You know, like to live out what you've been working forward to like all your life, or your dreams. Then I don't know if you purposely push this mic this way, but then yeah, I think I would. I think I would.
But you got to think about that. If you are selling your soul to a devil,
your eternal soul.
Yeah, if you're agreeing to that, I don't think I'd do it now, because if it is real, which I'm an agnostic, so like maybe it's real, maybe it's not.
Just a little bit ago in this podcast, you said you're atheist.
I was atheist. I said that when I was a kid. I was telling a story about how I was an atheist when I was a kid. Now I've grown up. I'm a little bit agnostic because, like, as much as I am an atheist, it's possible that this is all a simulation, and it's possible maybe God's real and all that shit, but I'm choosing not to...
You're just scared. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just choosing not to participate in anything because based off what I've seen, I haven't seen any proof of anything. Yeah. Anyway, if you're agreeing to sell your soul to the devil, you have to agree that hell is real. Mm-hmm. And that you're going to be tortured for eternity now. I don't think I'd make that deal now.
Right, that's what I was trying to think of just a minute ago before I said I would, but I was like, I don't know. Like,
just on the off chance it is real, I don't want that. If hell, by the biblical standards, is real, I don't want to go through eternal torture.
Yeah, and to be fair, I
just
don't
so that
I
could
think,
be funny.
No, and to be fair, I don't think selling your soul to the devil to make it in Hollywood or to make it famous or make your dreams come true, I don't think selling your soul to the devil is real. I don't think it ever was. I don't think it ever will be. No. That's just so absurd.
Because if it was real, I would be a famous comedian or rock star or writer or whatever the fuck I sold my soul for when I was 13.
And selling your soul is like to the point where you're like such an iconic household name. Like everybody in the world knows who you are. That's selling your soul.
Except for Robert Johnson, who fucking famously sold his soul and you didn't even know about it.
No, he's an old school like blue, you know what I mean though, like,
yeah.
And like in terms of like that, like he.
But like that's what I'm saying.
He skyrocketed.
Yeah,
he was a famous person.
But as far as fame goes, like you didn't know about him.
But
so
I feel like it's only. Listen, and I feel like it's only. There's other people that
like in that case, he's in hell burning right now, and some dude didn't know who the fuck he was. So what does it matter that he sold his fucking
there's
soul
always going to be
play guitar.
There's always going to be people that don't know who you are.
But like, then is it worth selling your soul for?
And I'm guessing he was black, so I guess I kind of know who he was.
Racist? Just kidding. No, he was black.
Yeah, because he's a black blues guitarist.
I'll show you a song.
Right? He was like I mean, just because I feel like there's so many stereotypes, like stories about that.
Well, back in the 20s and 30s, there weren't white blues players. That's just not a thing. That's not a racist stereotype. There wasn't. I don't know a single white blues player.
And what I was going to say, selling your soul to make your dreams come true was obviously only in the entertainment business, whether it be music, movies, or just being a rock. You know, like I think it was just music. I think it was just music.
Maybe it's only that though, because like
you sold your soul.
They play music and they talk about it.
Yeah,
maybe people sold their souls to get a better crop that year. Or to have better crops.
Yeah, right.
But how the fuck are you going to hear about some farmer?
But nobody know about that, yeah. I mean, like, the only thing I think that selling your soul, like, well, obviously the people would know is, you know, music, maybe movies, and then, like, nowadays, like, sports. And, you know, it's been 100 years.
That'd be crazy if somebody, like, won a Super Bowl and they're like, okay, so what do you have to say about winning the Super Bowl? And he's like, thank you, devil, because I sold my soul for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Nobody every Super Bowl winner, I have to thank God for this.
Thank God, I'm going to Disneyland.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the two things. So, like, really, that's all God gave you was a Super Bowl in Disneyland.
And he didn't. Like, you think
if he was lying.
You think if God, like, that's what I hate about.
What if they did sell their souls and then they lied because they really sold their soul to like win a Super Bowl and make millions and millions and millions of dollars every year to play football, and you know it's nothing, and then they're like, oh, I want to thank God, but like really it was Satan himself.
It might be a cover up, yeah. I don't know. I don't think selling your soul to the devil's a thing anymore. I don't think anyone does it.
Nobody does. Yeah, I wish it was still a cool thing to do. I feel like it'd be trendy. I think too many people would be trying to do it.
I've done it.
Have you ever fucked with the Ouija board?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I'm fine. I'm alive still. Nothing happened.
No, I'm just like nobody. You know that was originally like a Monopoly game.
Yeah, it was a board game.
Yeah, it was a real board game you could buy in a kid's like the place where you like Toys R Us.
I think you still can. I think you can buy that.
I think you still
Walmart.
can. Yeah. It's like so. It's not like I don't know why.
I've never believed in that shit. Since I was like
so I never
an
did
atheist
either.
as a kid, and now I'm agnostic because like I have no proof that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into it. But as a kid, I was so staunchly against the idea of religion that like I fucked with Ouija boards tons with a friend who was super like. I had a friend who like he. Like, the only case I have for religion is because of him and his... When he talks about how, like, him growing up, all the shit he had with, like, ghosts and demons and shit, and how real it was for him, is the only thing that's kind of swayed me. Mm-hmm. He has some crazy fucking stories from when he was a kid.
Yeah. See, I'm the type of person that doesn't believe in ghosts or superstitions, but... When it's time to walk under a ladder at work, I still think about it, and I will walk under a ladder. But then it still crosses my mind. Or when I see a black cat, I'll still cross its path.
Yeah.
But I still think about it in my head. It's that weird OCD thing, that superstition. I'm like, I don't believe in superstitions, but I still, or bad karma. Like, if I do something bad, karma will come back to get me, even though I don't believe in karma, but then slightly I do. Same with
he has some crazy
Ouija
stories.
boards. I'm like, I don't believe in ghosts, but I still want to play with a Ouija board because I don't want to test my luck. I've been around people who played with a Ouija board, and I was like acting all cool, but in my mind I was like, you better not be welcoming ghosts in my house, motherfucker. I
fucked with it too, and it's nothing bad's ever happened. But my friend that I fucked with it at his house, he's told me some crazy shit about how when he was a kid, he used to have these terrible night
before he fucked with the.
Yeah, this was way before.
He had night terrors?
As like a 4-year-old.
But you don't remember night terrors. My littlest brother had fucked up night terrors. He'd run around the house
he doesn't
screaming.
remember them, but this is what he used to say, is that's exactly the same thing. He would have these crazy, only in this house that he grew up in, and I used to go over and hang out in.
And it's usually when you're younger, but some grown adults have night terrors.
So this is like, he used to have like crazy night terrors. The second he moved into this, I've never had them.
Oh, okay.
And then he was like 4 or 5, moved into this new house, and then started having them really bad. And he told me that his parents used to find him like screaming in like a corner, just yelling and freaking out and all this shit. And like that happened to him multiple times as a kid. And I think they had like, their aunt's friend was like super into like spirits and all that shit. And said like this house was fucked up, something like there's something in this house, all this shit. And when we were older, like 10, 11, and I would sleep over at his house, he would tell me about these, like, he would be up really late at night, and then he would hear like footsteps going down the stairs, like.
And then nobody would be there.
And they would go down the steps, and they could hear them going into the basement, walking away, and then coming back. And then so the stairway was right here, and adjacent to the stairway was his doorway to his room. Mm-hmm. So in his room, you could see like the angle of his room was because of the staircase. Mm-hmm. He was adjacent to it. Okay. And so they would hear them going into the fucking living room, like getting fainter, and then coming closer, and then they would just be right in front of his fucking door.
And then nothing.
And then he would just hear nothing, and it would just be standing, whatever it was, and he thought it was a demon or something, would stand in front of his door, and he would just fucking chant religious shit. Oh like, God be unto me, please, like, clean this house, all this shit, and would just say it over and over and over again.
I feel like that's welcoming more into
and then
the
you would
house.
Fucking hear it.
Leave,
and then go into the fucking living room, and then come back, and then go up the fucking stairs, and then gone. So many times, he is the only person that's made me question that shit, because, like, how, like, it fucked him up. The way he talked about it, there was, like, no insincerity in his voice. Mm-hmm.
No,
I heard what happened.
I believe people.
Yeah.
I believe people that they have felt it and witnessed it and experienced it. But for me, like, I hate being like, oh, gotta see it to believe it, gotta experience. But it's like, I don't believe in ghosts, and I'm not going to.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that our brain is so powerful.
Yeah, that's
that
what
our
I'm thinking.
Imagination is so strong that you can imagine these
that's
things.
what I'm thinking. No, when people get possessed,
thing.
like, but this person got possessed, they're floating. I'm like, dude, the brain is such a
There's
powerful
also
thing.
those fucking snake religious people that, like, start speaking in tongues and shit. I don't believe in that. No. I just think it's their head.
Yeah.
Is tricking themselves into believing it. But anyway,
I think we should end it here. Yeah. I think the brain is very powerful. I don't believe in ghosts. And I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know, Caden, the second anything crazy happens. Okay. And then maybe I'll believe. Because to me, people
it's interesting. It's a funner way to live, to believe in this shit.
Do you believe in $1 million if you haven't seen it? But, it's like, you know what I mean? But
it's a tangible thing.
But I know, but like, I don't believe in ghosts. And I think the more you don't believe, the more it's not going to happen to you, like at a ghost encounter.
I think the human brain's a very strong thing.
And if it does, then if anything does to that extent and it strongly makes me believe, then it'll probably happen more. But all right, I gotta piss.
Thanks, guys. Happy Halloween. Hopefully the ADHD podcast.
Hopefully some fucking scary, dumb shit happens to you.
I hope so. I hope everyone that listens to this episode gets possessed.
God bless.
God bless. Goodbye.